Good morning, everyone. Let me check my volume and stuff on here. 1 second. Hope everyone is having a phenomenal day. Hey, Deanna, how are you? Yes, sound good. Sweet. Oh my goodness. So, this has been an interesting week. I was planning on going live yesterday at the workshop, but the models that we had were a little bit nervous, so we said we'll just go live the next time. Yes, but this has definitely been a very, very interesting week. Child, this ain't nothing. I was up, so I go to, if I go to sleep early because I knocked out yesterday. I fell asleep early. I woke up at like, oh my god, I woke up at like 11. I was like, it was 11:30. I thought that it was the next day. I was like, oh shit, I gotta get ready. And I was like, wait, it's 11:30 p.m. I'm going back to bed. But then I couldn't fall back asleep. So, um, yeah, man, honey. I was like, oh no, this is a mess. So like I've had this issue since I was a kid. If I fall asleep before midnight, I wake up at like 2. It's crazy. It's the craziest thing in the world. Hey, KK Love. Good morning, Queen. How are you? Lord. Yeah, so we were it was so dope. I think a lot of people don't realize the importance of supporting one another, and that's the issue that we have, not just on here, but in general. We had a workshop yesterday, and um, one of the models that came out was a model that I've been working with for about a year now, and it was so dope because this is one of the models that I've talked to on the back end regarding suicide prevention and helping with self-esteem issues. She literally came through the door and she was like so nervous because she's more of a model than a dancer. So the choreographer was like, all right, well, since we're getting more models and dancers, we're going to change up the entire flow of what we're going to do. When I say she walked out of there with a new sense of confidence as well as a booking on a major television show, it was such a blessing. It was such a blessing. And people don't realize what can happen just simply by showing up, taking things offline. I've built the most relationships offline. I have built some amazing relationships online. I've even met Deanna in person. She is amazing. And she is now as an Dance for You customer, by the way. So make sure that y'all follow her because she's doing some super dope stuff. Yes. Mm-hmm. Isn't it? Oh my goodness, yes. So probably tomorrow I'm actually gonna do a live with the Joey so people can actually see what we're doing. It's just early and I'm tired and I don't feel like being on camera. But we'll do it tomorrow. I'll do a live showcasing the fabulousness. Yes. Isn't it? Like I love you too, mama, and it's so crazy for me because like people are like, oh, you can't have friends online. What you talking about? I got friends online around the world. My client, I work for a company that's in Florida for a boss that I've never met because of what he saw from me online. Do you understand this? People don't understand. Your online presence is important. That's why I'm confused. Why people don't understand that YouTube is a search engine. I have to keep saying it because I keep seeing crazy stuff and people don't realize that they got kids and kids have computers and phones and friends that, and this is going to come back on them very bad in the future. We've actually had an incident of that. I forgot who it was, but one of the content creators was saying that her daughter found a video that had her name in the title, and it was her doing something stupid. I'm just saying. A whole online family. Yes. We just have to weed the. We just have to get. We just have to get those good people, and that's what it is. People want to talk about, oh, club chat is da, da, da. I'm like, okay, so what I've seen club chat do is help people, and I've seen them flood people with amazing comments and super chats and all of that. That's what I've seen club chat do. I've seen club chat bring people to tears because of how positive and generous and amazing and beautiful that we are. That's what I've seen club chat do. Everybody's a little messy, so what? But one thing that I will say, and I would tell this to Dana all the time, if y'all would leave her alone, she wouldn't bother you. Like the first time I saw Dana go off, I was like, ooh, y'all need to stop bothering her. But y'all kept bothering her, kept pushing it. Again, I've met her in person. I know her energy. Like, she's dope. Like, come on now. I mean, y'all stop. But it's the whole thing about the misconception of, who no cries in the barrel was on all of our, and me and G and Goddess and Adam. Like, there was this misconception of what we did. And I'm just like, but we uplift people. I'm confused on this situation. We only snap if we have to, because people will keep our names in their mouths for no reason, right? That's the problem. There's all these misconceptions about everyone, and yeah, she was talking about that was funny. Dana was saying, she was like, yeah, I twerked online, but I was fully clothed. I have a husband to keep. Thank you very much. I'm gonna need to, I need to make sure that whatever I do, I'm completely clothed. Like anything you see of me online, any dancing you see of me online, I think I don't have any on this channel, but I will drop the link at one point to my other channel, which is funny. So this is actually my second channel. My first channel is the Designer Azure. Designer Azure 2 actually is the first channel that I ever did on here, and that was specifically because I have family that's out of state. You can't believe what everyone says about people. You gotta learn for yourself. Absolutely. But it also goes back to when people show who you are, who they are, believe them. I'm just gonna say that much. Yes, I love Goddess. Oh my God, she's so amazing. I cannot wait to meet her in person. I met Dre in person. She's such a beautiful person. Love for the death. I have met Madden yet, but we gonna hopefully I'll meet up when it comes to Vegas. Yes, they are so incredible. And it's like people don't realize when you push somebody to their limit, that's when you see the bad part. But you didn't see what happened first. Because I've said on multiple occasions, I can't get mad in public. Okay. I have to be incredibly calm. The only time that I can get kind of upset is if I'm doing a speech. And even then it was so what's funny is that before all of the social media stuff, I was working with it's now called One Northside, but back then it was called O&E, and I was on the board. I was the youngest person on the board, and I was one of the few African Americans on the board. So young African American woman that can speak well and capture an audience. Obviously, I did a lot of speaking engagements, which I'm like, damn it, I wish they would have been taped now. They're probably on somebody's television show at this point, because we've always had news coverage and all that kind of stuff, right? But there was actually a point where there were conversations of whether I should be the proper Black girl or the ghetto Black girl on stage. Yes, these were actual conversations that were had behind the scenes, people. Like, it's insanity, right? Because the reason that people don't realize how important it is to respect one another and to not prejudge one another is why we are in the predicament that we're in right now, right? That's why we have this issue currently. That's why all of these people are going through all of this mess, because they didn't think about respecting a person. People are so busy doing stuff for clicks and views that they're not doing it to create good content and not understanding what good content is. Good content is something that you can check on later, and you're so proud of that work. There was not one thing that I had posted on any of my social media that I could say I would take down because it wasn't um it wasn't appropriate. It's all about thinking before you post, thinking before you go live, thinking before you hit that Snapchat button. Yes. Good morning, Patricia Ellington. How are you? I never see it come on the stream. See this? Oh, there we go. Yes, happy Sunday morning. Absolutely. I'm going to a baby shower for my best friend's sister later on, so I am excited about that. I just saw her maternity pictures. Shout out to a photographer because those look phenomenal. Yes, 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 yes. So, it's all about bringing that good energy and having those positive vibes, right? And uplifting one another and supporting one another. Yeah, I just pre-ordered my lip kit. So yes, and I'm actually going to be grabbing my best friend is doing paparazzi, so I'm gonna be I have paparazzi that I have and I take it and I combine it into some amazing design pieces because I support my friend, but I also know how to make that stuff pop so that it can look phenomenal on stage because that's what I do. I work on sets for photo shoots and fashion shows and all that kind of stuff. Girl. So I'm actually gonna show those tomorrow. Make sure to tag paparazzi so they can like, y'all need to hire me to do your jewelry so you guys can have fun stuff that people don't want to take apart. I'm just saying. But right now, you keep doing what you're doing because I can go ahead and redo it. Actually, might even do some redo some online. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. I might actually just rebuild some pieces online real quick so y'all can see a little bit of the behind the scenes. Just a tad. Right? Yeah, you do. I Yes, you do. I'm definitely gonna go live whenever I get that kit though, man. Yes, for sure. Because I mean, like, I grew up in supporting independent business owners because that's what I was taught to do. I grew up supporting local artists because that's what I was taught to do. And what's so dope is like I have one of my friends who is now an internationally traveled photographer. When I say he gets booked to go around, he has been around the world based on his talent that he learned himself. Okay. So he learned how to shoot through YouTube videos for real. He was telling me, and because when I first met him, he was part of this amazing rap group called North Rock 360. They were phenomenal. I mean, they were booking shows across the country. I met them at Puerto Rican Fest in Chicago, and this was in 2010. Oh my God, it's been 9 years now, Lord. And so when I met them, they were just doing that. And then like I heard that he wanted to do photography on the side a couple years later. I was like, oh, that's cool, whatever, right? So then like I just progressively saw his work and I was like, wow, he's actually getting really good. All right, bet. So I was like, hey, I need some product work done, whatever. But I'm gonna put it in the magazine, can we trade it, whatever. So I was his very first product shoot ever. Cause I think it was so funny because I remember the story where he had posted a picture of a teddy bear and he was like, I'm testing for a product shoot. I need to find the throwback photo because it's just amazing what he's doing now. And so I'm like, oh my God, that's my product shoot he's talking about. And so we did the product shoot and it was phenomenal. After that, I started bringing him models. Then, and he got booked to do a cover for a magazine. I was actually at that shoot, which was so, so dope. And now I look at him and he's shooting around the world, and we still talk. I haven't shot with him personally yet, but I've gotten him bookings, for different clients and whatnot. Because I just haven't shot with him because he's always freaking gone. I was like, you need to get here so I can shoot with him. I'm just saying. Good morning, Rockwell. Hi. But the dopest part about this whole story, I'm kind of bringing it back. So he lost his aunt and his grandmother to cancer. I was at both funerals and both I forgot what's called the day before. Oh Lord. Oh, what's that, the wake, the both wakes. So when my mom passed in January, I had called him that day because she was getting really sick and we didn't know how much time she had, right? So like the doctor was saying she has days to hours to days to live. So I called him and I was like, oh my God, I don't know what's gonna happen, blah, blah, blah. He was like, I'm like, how do y'all do this? He's like, just prepare yourself. You're gonna be fine. He's like, okay. I'm in Texas, you know. Um, as soon as I get back. When I say I got a phone call the day after, he said, yo, what's good? What do you drink? I was like, what? He was like, yo, man. He's he's like, get the crib. I was like, yeah. He's like, what you drink? I was like, oh, Tennessee, Jack with honey. And he's like, when I say he came with a big ass bottle and the family, and he literally had just got back in the city. He just got back in town, G. And his first thought was to come to see me. When I say I have the most amazing friends, because people that complain about coming to see me because it's too far and this and the third jumped on buses and trains and cars to come through to make sure that I was good. I have the most amazing friends, and let's be clear, there are some people that I was kind of disappointed in because they weren't there, but that's all good though. It's okay. I have had to forgive them because it's in the same circle, but I'm like, we just work a little differently now. It's all good though because the ones that were there, I already know they will be there for everything because that has been the hardest thing that I've dealt with. And people don't realize that I'm like, oh, I'm saying everything. No, I'm saying this to make a point. That's a real friend, G. Harley Q, what's good, mama? How are you? Sorry. I was saying this to make a point. Like, the real friends that are for real, are going to be friends with you online and offline. Those are the ones that are going to come out to your shows. They're going to buy your stuff. They're going to share your stuff. I don't understand what's so hard about sharing. I'm confused by this. Y'all will like and comment on mess all day, but when it comes to something that has to do with your friend building a dope business, there's hesitation. That's why people were saying like support your friends like you support Popeyes because everybody wanted to get that chicken sandwich, which I never tried because I make my own. I'm just saying hello. I'm good, mama. I am good. Yeah, make sure if you guys like I'm all about networking, so if y'all haven't grabbed each other up, make sure y'all do that. Make sure y'all hug and love and all that stuff because that's what I do. Anyways, I'm gonna do a networking stream at some point, but I'm probably gonna do it's probably like a networking / watch me mix some stuff kind of deal. But yeah, whenever you guys are in here and network, all that fun stuff, I'm all about building relationships, so we can have fun streams and all of that, Yes, 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 yes. But it's important to have those kinds of friends. It's important to have people that have your back for real, right? And it's so crazy because people are like, well, how did how are you able to get, how are you able to get over what happened to your mom and all that? I didn't have time to breathe. I literally like that. So I had just finished school a week before that. She passed literally 10 days after her birthday. So her birthday was on the 9th. I finished school on the 10th and she passed on the 20th. In that time, I had just gotten a new client. I work on social media. This is why I'm really critical about this whole situation because I work on social media. I work on building brands on social media. So when I see people doing crazy stuff, I'm like, you do know that people can Google you and all this mess is what comes up, right? Google is this big search engine that wasn't even made for this. Like Google wasn't even. Let's be clear. Google wasn't even ready for live before. When YouTube's live first came out, it was so bad. I mean, it was choppy. You could barely. You couldn't. There was no chat. Like it was bad when it first came out, right? And Facebook too. Facebook had to get us together. YouTube had to get it together because Periscope was killing them. That's what happened. So everybody wants to be like, oh well, like they want to be the queen or king of YouTube. No, YouTube is late to the party. Periscope was popping way before. They Facebook got a live feature because Periscope had a live feature, and people was like, "What's up? What's up, Facebook? What you mean?" We legit. It was so funny. I remember because we had like a crew. It was like, damn, it was like 50 of us from all over the country, and we're all like, "What's a Facebook? What you mean? I'm on Periscope." so, so Facebook had to get us together, hunty. Yes. Yeah, I love, right? Yeah, thank you so much for sitting and loving the vibe. So all my links are below. If you love fabulous jewelry, that link is below. I also work with an amazing magazine called HFL Magazine. Oh yeah, that's what I do tomorrow. So I'll show you guys a copy of HFL, and I'll show you guys the jewelry so you guys can kind of see a little bit of what I do. And I'm trying to get my choreographers and friends to understand the importance of live streaming because people need to see the process of what we're building. So I'm helping them to understand, like, they have such dope personalities. I'm like, y'all just stop being nervous. I stop being shy when it comes to everything. Doesn't have to be perfect and polished when you're doing live stream, because live stream is about building. When you're like especially when it comes to YouTube, because we got this whole rule to have 1,000 subs and 10,000 views and all that kind of stuff. But the reason that even occurred is because people were using the live, they were using the live as a weapon to sit up there and demonize one another. And YouTube was like, we ain't getting sued for this, so we're gonna put some regulations in this bitch. Yes. Oh, I absolutely will. Yes, my models are so dope. And what's awesome about my models, especially the ones I work with frequently, is wait till y'all see the photo we took yesterday. Shout out to my girl Michelle Child. Oh my God. The shot that we're about to use for the Rockstar profile picture. Rockstar Studio. If y'all are on Facebook, I'll post that link in here as well. For Rockstar Studio, you can follow us on Instagram at Rockstar Studio. Rock with no K. Yes. But what's so dope about my models is that a lot of the models that I work with now have either attempted suicide, know someone who has committed suicide, or grew up being bullied. So a lot of them thought that they never could model because a lot of them are short. Michelle is actually 5'4", I want to say, but she's the one that just got booked for a big television show yesterday because she came out to an event. I'm just saying, she 5'4", but when it comes to when she hits that camera though, when she hits that runway though, shout out to Sherry Gearhart because Sherry gets the girls together, the girls and the guys together. We have rehearsals for our shows. We have 5-hour rehearsals for our shows, and it shows. We went into New York Fashion Week and slayed. We have models that said they were at other fashion shows in New York Fashion Week and came to ours and said ours was the best because we had the most organization, and we did not miss a beat. But again, I always say when it comes to LOLC show, it is a suicide prevention, anti-bullying presentation with a fashion component because the fashion show was the very last thing on the end. The first thing that you're going to see is how somebody saved a life, how their life was saved, how their child's life was saved by the organization. What you're also going to hear is how somebody built themselves up from the organization because they came in with no self-esteem and they didn't even know they were ever gonna be a model. Somebody told them they weren't pretty enough. Somebody told them they were too dark. Somebody told them they weren't girly enough or whatever, or they didn't have the right this, they didn't have the right that. But they in the LLC, we said, you know what? You have this beautiful spirit that we are going to bring out and let that showcase on the outside. We're going to make your inside beauty showcase on the outside. And people see these photos and they have no idea what we've been through. I have a model that I went to New York with last year, but people don't know that about a couple months before that shoot, before she did the dopest shoot at one of the dopest shoots ever in her life, she was in tears talking about she didn't want to shoot. I said, listen to me. You are too damn fabulous for this mess. Put all that anger into those photos and kill it. And she slayed. When I say she slayed, honey, she slayed that shoot. But that shoot is what got her booked to do a shoot in New York in Soho. And we killed that shoot. And now she's currently on the door of a boutique in Indiana as the main model. Jeree, hey! Hey, mama. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, like when I say, it is so incredibly important to bring people up and speak positivity into their life. I mean that. Dree, my God, you are a perfect example. I am so, 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 so proud of you. Congratulations. Dree, my girl Dree is a certified makeup artist. Excuse me. Woo! And esthetician. So if you are in Texas, book her to get your facials together. Book her to get your skincare together. Book her to get your makeup done. If you are out of Texas, book her flights so that you can get your makeup together and on your skincare together. Okay. Yes, because if you're coming out of the state, you're paying for that. I'm just saying. And she is such a beautiful person, and she's that gorgeous in person too. Like, and she's a beautiful spirit. Yes. Yes, exactly right. Like I said, your words of encouragement is what pushed her. That's good. She has someone like you in her life at the moment. Yes, right. Say congratulations to Trika. She's doing the damn thing. She's doing the damn thing, honey. For sure. And that's what's so dope. Mature-ish. Good morning, Queen. How are you? Yes, yes. But that's what people don't realize is when you speak life into someone, beautiful things can happen. Beautiful things can happen. You really never know. There are dancers right now that are sitting here and have done shows all over the world because my mother spoke life into them and taught them how to belly dance. And now they have credits from Europe and Canada and Egypt, all because they came in some of my dance class, and she worked with them on a private basis. So I have learned to do nothing but speak life into people unless I have to, but I will speak up for myself always, because that's what I was taught. I've been an advocate since I was, Jesus, hold on, let me think. I've done advocacy work since I was 9. The big bulk of it came from when I was 19 to 20. No, I took that back. Yeah, I work with organizations specifically from 19 to like 24, right? Yeah, because right before I went to city year, is when I stopped. Right? Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. Hey, congratulations to you. If y'all have not subbed to that queen, make sure you please do so. If you haven't subbed, all the people that are in this stream are dope. They have this amazing energy. They have great content. Yes, because we always need that good content, honey. And what good content is? Good content is something that you can learn from, something that's fun and still informative. Yes, mm-hmm. Yes, that's what good content is about. That is what that good content is about. And everybody in here is a content creator, I believe. Yeah, everybody here is a content creator, yes. And if you're not a content creator, come join us. Don't let the craziness scare you. The way that I kind of stay out of the whole situation is I just don't worry about clicks and views for much. I'm doing more live streams now because I want my community board specifically so that I can share things on YouTube the same way that I share stuff on Facebook and Instagram and all that. Yes, it's the only one. You just subbed. Awesome sauce. Hello, Carolyn. How are you? Yes. Mm-hmm. But that's what it's about, right? It's always been about better relationships for me, no matter what platform I've been on. I was super heavy on Twitter back in the day, and that's actually, so what's funny. So a perfect example. So I was on Twitter. Shout out to the Fur King. I was on Twitter doing something, and I was going back and forth, And this guy DM me, he was like, "Hey, do you make stuff for guys?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And so he told me he told me like what he wanted. And I was like, "Well, I don't do that." And he was like, "Okay, let's try this." I'm like, "I make beaded pieces. I don't do metal and all that or whatever, right?" So he was like, "Well, why don't we try this? I want to get this charm bracelet, but it's gonna be beaded. It's gonna have these initials on it and all that. And I want to get this chain that has my initial on it." Now, it was so funny. So I'm like, "Okay, cool." And he's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, it's gonna be the magazine." I'm like, "Oh, great, no pressure there, right?" So I get the piece done. He's like, "Oh, I shot it." "Oh, I shot it over to the owner. He thinks it's dope or whatever, this and that. We're about to do some photo shoots. Let's see the shots." So the magazine comes out. It's a Black-owned magazine, and first thing I'm thinking is, y'all know how our Black-owned magazines are ratchet as hell. All I'm thinking of is, please, for the love of God, let me be able to show this to my mother. It was going to be so crazy that I can't show it to my mama. Oh my God. I get the magazine. Not only is my jewelry on the cover, it's the smallest part too. Like the bracelet's like on the smallest part of the cover. But there's a 4-page spread of my jewelry through this magazine because this man's on the cover of it. When I say nobody saw my face for 2 months, no one saw my face. You did not see my face. All you saw was the cover of the magazine and every social profile that I had, because I was so happy to have my jewelry on the cover of the magazine for the very first time. The owner was so happy that he reached out to the designer. He said, I need to talk to her. I want to either do a feature on her, or I want to do an ad for her. So right after that, from that point on, I had a sponsored ad by the company as a thank you for promoting the magazine for 2 months. The next year, I had a feature in that magazine. Remember that magazine I was telling you about earlier that I work for? That's that magazine. He has never seen me in person. We've only talked on the phone and online. But because I promoted his brand and he didn't really know who I was, that got his attention. That got me an ad, and it got me a feature, and that was one of my clients. People do not realize that your online impressions truly do matter. Your digital footprint. Your digital footprint is what cross promotion is key. Oh my goodness. I was just talking with this other group called Talk of the Shy. I just started working with them 2 weeks ago. When I tell you, the owner said he could see the difference of me working on the campaign in 2 days, he said, "Damn, okay." I was like, "You need to start reposting, because if you repost your previous guest's work, it's gonna bring their followers to you." And he's like, "Okay, we can try that." He saw the views go up. He was like, "Well, damn, why not think?" And don't get me wrong, shout out to Quan. He's amazing when it comes to promo, but they're just little things he didn't think of, because he's so busy building the content. So he didn't even think about that portion of it. But he's like, "Well, damn, okay, I see what you're talking about." That cross promotion is so key, because it takes your audience and their audience, and it brings them something different, right? When you're cross promoting someone, you're giving them a different kind of vibe, because they're not necessarily some people post some of the same stuff, but then they see something new and it's great, then they can share it to their followers. That's why this whole situation, when it comes to sharing and commenting, is so important. With Live Out Loud Charity, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm trying to think of the team, because it varies, but I'm thinking the main team. I think the main team might be about 6 of us specifically for the fan page, right? So we have 8. Hold on, let me get the exact number. We have 8,500 likes on the page, but our reach, the last time I checked yesterday, is 2.4 million because of 8 women on a page working our social media. When you work your social media, things can happen. I promise you. Me and my girl Bree, Brianna Ellis, we have been working together on like editing and working on social media campaigns. We did a campaign for someone. We from the ground up. He's at almost 500 followers in like 2 weeks because we both worked it. Yes, and watching videos. Yeah, it's so the hard thing is it's hard to watch everyone, right? But like the best way to the best way that I do it is like I'll I'll try to remember to like try to leave a heart, or or especially if it's something that's like really engaging. I might even like leave a comment with the video like, oh, this part said this, as if you're watching it for the first time. That's the one thing that's the one thing that Facebook did get right, that you're able to leave the comments in the video so you can see it as the replay goes on. You don't have to scroll down. The comments are just literally right there in the video. Right? Exactly. Yep. You leave the comment first and finish the video. That's another way to do it as well. That's definitely another way to do it as well. And it's like I said, it's so important to be able to support someone else because no one did this by themselves. Let's be very clear. No one has grown by themselves. No celebrity has created their career by themselves. They have a huge, I mean huge team behind them. And a lot of the times that team came from the moves they made online. Perfect example, Nikki Lynette, the Google Nikki Lynette. Her team, her whole career started from social media. Hashtag Team Badass, Team Badass for life. The Team Badass hashtag turned into a movement that has that girl around the world and on television and in movies because of the way she moved on social media, specifically the way she moved on Twitter at the time. She's still doing, and she's gone viral on multiple occasions. She's been brought up on The View for her 10 things your white friends can't say during Black History Month blog she does every year. Ticks off all the white folks. It's hilarious because she be going in. Now, mind you, her team is incredibly diverse. So it's funny. It is so funny. Yes. Good morning, Mia. Asks, how are you? So it is hilarious. But your social media can change your social media game. The way you work your social media can change your life. And especially on here, like if people don't realize, I'm gonna just put this as a test. Google your name real quick. Just Google your name and see what comes up first. If you're a content creator, just Google just whatever name that you use on here. Not necessarily your legal name, but more your username. If you Google your username, your YouTube videos come up before anything else. I'm gonna say this one more time. When you Google your name, your YouTube videos come up before anything else. You could have done 10,000 amazing dope things. Ain't nobody gonna see that because they're gonna see those videos first. So if you acting crazy on here, anyone who Googled you, and which employers do, are going to see it. I'm just gonna say that. If you act crazy on here, everyone's gonna see it. Because all they have to do is search your name. It does not matter if you took it down because somebody recorded it. It's hashtag. This is why hashtagging is so important. You can pick up a hashtag on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and text message. You click on the hashtag, it can go anywhere. So you don't even have to put your name in the title, but somebody else put your name in the title. It shows up. That's why you have to be very careful what you put out online. And of course, everyone has their moments and there are times where you have to kind of, say something and pull back and this and that and the third. Absolutely no questions asked. Just be aware of what the ramifications can be and be able to say, yes, this is what happened before. This is what incited that to happen. Because you're gonna have to defend it. That's all it is. Just know that you're gonna whatever you do online, you're gonna eventually have to defend it. Period, point blank. Oh, please like this video. Please like this video. Yes, if you have not done so, please like this video. Make sure that, yes, you thumbs up. If you have not subscribed already, please do so. Last time I checked, I'm at 422, right? So my goal is to get to 500 by December 2nd. Heck, if I can get at this rate, I might be able to get to it by in the next few weeks. That would be awesome. And so when I get to 500, somebody gets a prize. So at 500 subscribers, going to get some jewelry. I do have jewelry for men and women. So I am super, super excited about that. That was my very first giveaway. And I think I might do that for like every 500, at least for now, depending on the growth. For every 500, I think I might do a giveaway. So I think that's how we're going to work it for now. Yes. When you came on here, you're told not to use your real name and not to have Facebook because people like doxing people. I'm good. They're looking up, they're going to find a stranger. Well, so what's funny is that before people started doxing or I knew about doxing or whatever, I actually had my first channel as my legal name and I was like, oh, we can't have that. I was like, let me go ahead and change that real quick because at the time I didn't realize that. I had never even like I didn't even know people were doing it like that. I thought that was meaning the big content creators that were doing that because they were doing the huge clicks and views and meeting up and fighting and all that kind of craziness. I thought that was more the people that were like getting all those crazy viral videos and all that mess. I didn't know it was happening for smaller content creators. Right? Exactly. I have no idea who haven't learned how to private their public pages. I have no clue. I don't. At this point, like I always say, if you dox me, you're not gonna find anything crazy. Everything that you can find, I've probably talked about. I've talked about the fact that I went through depression. I've talked about the fact that I attempted suicide when I was a kid. Like there's records of this online. That's not even a big deal at this point. Like I've talked about the fact. Let's see. I've talked about the fact that when I was 14, I went to the hospital for depression before. So like it's not like there's nothing crazy that you can find on here. If you dig deeper, you're not gonna find nothing because my family's not online. I controlled my mother's Facebook, and my dad doesn't even know how to use a freaking computer. So y'all can't. I'm like, and I'm an only child, so because you're not coming to the door because that's suicide for yourself. So I ain't even worried. For real. Only one Ray Allen. Good morning. How are you? So that's the way if you want to. Let's see how that works out for you. like you're not coming to see me, so I ain't even tripping. Right. All your pages that are open are tied to your YouTube moniker. Absolutely. Yep. Distinctly Dre does it. I think Distinctly Dre definitely did it. Right. Because she's like, I want my Facebook page to make sure that everything is all tied to the YouTube moniker. Right. Everything you want to be branded across social media. Right. So like the biggest mistake that a lot of people make is that they have 10,000 different usernames and people can't find them. So if you got to have one page for Instagram, one page for YouTube, one page for Twitter. That's a whole bunch of links. I can clearly say, if you want to follow me on social media, just type Google Designer Azure, everything pops up. Now, if you are on Instagram, it's very interesting. There's a whole bunch of like extra Instagram sites. So this is something that y'all need to know. I don't know, depending on what you post on Instagram, if you Google your name, there's a whole bunch of other Instagram sites that we have no control over. So I don't even know how that works, but I found my stuff on websites that are connected to Instagram, but not really connected to Instagram. But my Instagram content's on there, and there's multiple of them. So, like, if you think you took down a post on Instagram, it's still out there. Again, this is why it's important to pay attention to what you post, because it gets snatched real quick, or it goes into some other something. Because I was like, what is this? I might even like Google my name real quick so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. I'll do a share screen one day. Not in this computer. My computer's acting a fool, but probably one at the studio so you guys can kind of see. So I'm gonna start doing lives and stuff at the production studio, so you guys can kind of see what we do there and all that, and meet the team, because we're doing some pretty dope stuff. We're doing photo shoots and video shoots, and we're talking about doing some self-esteem classes because of what I saw yesterday was so incredible to see somebody walk in and be nervous and shy and walk out and have a job on a major television show was just talks about the power of God, the power of networking, the power of coming out to an event when we tell you to, like all of that. Yes. Why do people not private their Instagrams? So, like, it depends on what you're doing, right? So, like, if you are a public figure, if you are a makeup artist, if you are a hairstylist, if you are a jewelry designer, if you are a public figure who needs followers, do not private your Instagram. If you have a business Instagram, it should not be on private. If you have how do I say this? So if you have if you want to show your family and you only want to do it that way, I've never been that way. So it's like, it's interesting because for me, everything I post is public. So I guess it's kind of, I've never done the whole private thing because everything I post, if I'm posting it, I want you to see it. There's never been like, I'm just going to post this so family can see it. I ain't got that many family members to be doing that. Y'all can work on my other pages. I ain't got time for that. Right. Right, public and a private one. See, all of my stuff is branded. So, like, I have the designer Instagram, and that's like everything. And then I was told, shout out to Erica Porter, MBA, Erica Mulder, and she's amazing. She was like, you need a jewelry Instagram. I was like, but that's my pages to manage. She's like, I know, but you need to have a page that's specifically for the jewelry. So I have one of those. The jewelry Instagram has my my styling on it for different photo shoots, because I don't always it's not always my jewelry that's used for photo shoots. Sometimes I'm just styling people for different shoots and styling them in terms of their wardrobe, in terms of like their actual poses and all of that. So I have BTS styling on there. I have stuff where the movies and the television shows where jewelry's been featured on. I have clips of that in there. I have different clients and all of that. Oh, thank you, Kay. I gotta make sure I follow you back. Sorry, it's been a crazy weekend. I've been in everybody's Instagram but my own, so I'll make sure to follow you back if I haven't already done so. Right, G says she keeps her family life separate, so you have to safeguard something. Absolutely true. Very true. Very true. Yes, that is very true. Yes. Sorry, Rockwell says they try to, but she'll be good around excellent vibes. All right now, and getting some good information. Yes, this is in good hands. Absolutely. You don't use Instagram for your business? Oh man. So like Instagram. So the thing about Instagram is like Instagram is all about visuals, right? So Instagram is great for if you're doing Instagram is great if you're doing content. Instagram is great if you're doing services, because the thing with Instagram is it's all about that visual. So like if you're doing a let's say if you're doing a non-product based service, the way that you kind of market yourself on Instagram is by having those programs like Textgram. Textgram is a program where you have a background, so it can be a regular picture, it can just be or they have the what is it the stock photos, and you can add words to it, right? So and have something inspirational. And then, of course, you get to the point you have something inspirational, or you have a photo that you really like, and you have words behind it, and then and of course, and it's all directed back to your links to say, make sure that get your service package here, or book me to speak there, that kind of stuff. But Instagram is important because it is all about what people can see and seeing your work and seeing what you do, seeing the process at times, as well as the results. But that's what social media is, period. But Instagram really does that but back in the day, before I was on it, Instagram was just pictures. I didn't understand it. I was like, but if it's Twitter, but it's pictures, but I'm confused because there's no words, and I wasn't on the Instagram train until they put text in because I was like, I don't understand these things. I need to know what's going on in this picture. I need to ask questions. So I'm glad they finally put text to it. But yeah, you definitely need to have you have to separate the two. Like I am very, very politically active. And so I keep that off of my Design Designs for You page. I put that on my Designers for Radio page, so sure do. Because, when I was heavy on radio, we talked about everything. We actually, as a matter of fact, the second time we had a president shots at Barack Obama, where he won, we literally got a text like 10 minutes before we were going live, like, hey, we're about to go live, and we went live for 3 hours and talked about it. When, what's so crazy now about what I do miss about being on air, and I actually might just start doing it on here, when things happen, we were like the first station to talk about it. When the trial came back for Trayvon Martin, I actually was not on that broadcast, but the guys did it that night because I was at a bachelorette party. But the power in that conversation and the words, like people don't understand though. This is on Blog Talk. So it's the Blog Talk, they still have it now, but it was a lot heavier back then. Blog Talk was where people could call in from around the country and get together and create a show. And so all the guys worked that one, and I think there were 4 different states that were part of that conversation. And the power and the pain, you could feel the pain that was in their voices. You could feel the passion that was in their voices talking about what was going on when it came to that verdict, and why it was so frustrating that fool who will never get any kind of shine on my channel, because that man there, I'm so surprised he's alive, by the way. How the misconceptions of people can get you killed. Man, that's where it started to. Shout to Alicia Garza, because that's how Black Lives Matter started, period. That's where it started. Like, that's where it started to pick up steam. Now, mind you, there was other killings before that, because Oscar Grant was another one that was just Oscar Grant. For me, I can't even see Fruitvale because I would have nightmares for weeks. The biggest problem for me with the Oscar Grant situation was there were so many people whose lives were traumatized in that moment because a cop claimed he thought he put out a taser, but he used his gun. I'm so confused by that statement, and it just blows my mind. It just absolutely blows my mind how people think that it's okay to harm us. But the reason that this happens is because they keep getting away with it. If they keep getting away with it, they're gonna keep doing it. If there's no consequences for their actions, they're gonna keep doing it. If all that happens is that, there's a new hashtag or there's a little commentary about it and we're on to the motherfucking next, they're gonna keep doing it. I think what happened for me with the whole Botham Jean situation what was so irritating and frustrating to me was the reaction of those jurors that just wanted to get a come up after that. I don't even understand that concept. I do not. I did jury duty for 5 weeks. 5 freaking weeks. We had I want to say 90 cases. Jesus. I was not even fat. I wasn't even trying. I ain't even trying to talk about that. That shit was traumatizing. Our cases dealt with we have the freaking SVU damn chapter and homicide. Baby, I'm not. You were not gonna see me online saying, yeah, this happened, that happened. No. The way just the whole reaction was just insanity. Yes, Patricia, have an amazing Sunday. Yes. It's crazy. The Trayvon Martin case was so deep because everyone has been in that situation. Oh my God, the Trayvon Martin thing came back on your birthday. No, girl. Oh my God. Let me tell you, I think what's so frustrating to me about the Trayvon Martin case is because everyone, and I do mean everyone, between Trayvon from what touched me the hardest was Sandra Bland, but Trayvon Martin was just as hard. Now I'll explain Sandra Bland in a second. For those who don't know me, they knew me, they understand why I said that one. But Trayvon Martin was so crazy because what the media did, which is why I'm so adamant about changing the narrative of what goes on when it comes to us and content, is the media made it seem like Trayvon was the bad person because he might have smoked at some point, because he was bigger than he might have been taller than dude, but even or either he's either taller or he was like around the same size, but he was also 17. But they kept on calling him man, right? Oh, hold on, wait. Oh, wait. I don't. I mean, let me. Well, hold on. Before that, I think for my thing with the George is like, if you're talking about directly after, some just don't. Some for me, something just it just doesn't. I would have thought they would have done it way after that, like just that the day after the thing comes out. Some just don't. Some just doesn't sit right with me. Something just does not sit right with me on that one. Because like their whole thing was like, well, I didn't want to give her. I know she's a murderer, but I didn't want to give her 28 years because she feels bad. I don't give a fuck if she feels bad. She killed someone, and this isn't the first time. Maybe I just have no empathy because I just can't fathom the idea of someone walking into someone else's home and shooting them and getting away with it. Like, she's not gonna get no time for real. And I'm still confused. And I'm still confused on like whether was she drunk or was she tired? And again, wasn't she off duty? Why did you have your gun? Like, there's so many things. There's so many questions I would have had. The fact that the jury came back that quick, I was just like, seriously, y'all. They came back that quick, but the fact that they were just like, well, we just didn't want to give her that much time. You know, it was. Mm. I just don't. I know I couldn't have been on that jury because we would have been there all week. Because I would have been like, nope, No, hell no, she ain't getting 10 years. What? No, she murdered someone. And my biggest thing was that because I watched a little bit of it, um, couldn't watch the entire thing because that thing was long. But the one thing that I will say that I saw that was just floored me was that she said her intent was to kill. That was her intent. Like that was her intent. She didn't know she was killing the wrong person, but that was her intent. Her intent was to kill by her own admission. So at that point, but the see was crazy and like and anybody that watched that like the back end of that situation, I'm telling you right now, the way that the brother hugged her, he knew her. 45 minutes. Okay. I watched the entire interview. Because I was like, yeah, I watched the entire interview. But like I said, but I'm they were not strangers. The way that that brother hugged her, they were not. I don't know if it was a situation. Maybe he saw her in the hallway, whatever. They were not strangers. He knew her because there was something in that hug. I was just like, y'all know each other because it was something. You're never just gonna be like, oh, I'm just gonna forgive you and this and that. There was something in that hug. And he knew her. He definitely knew her. Right? I'm gonna tell you what. You want to watch you guys sometime? They didn't want people to destroy Dallas. They were gonna tear the city up. Had she got no time? They didn't know one another. Really? Wow. Then he must be a really forgiving person. He must be a really forgiving person because that it looks really interesting. But like I said, I mean, but like again, I like I just need somebody to explain how you how you walk into an apartment that isn't yours and don't know, and come guns a blazing. That's one thing I just don't understand. Right, and that was what you were saying that was one of the theories, and but they didn't know each other. They like so they might. There are so many theories that are out there. It's insane. But like so the one thing that I will say that's just really weird is again if she was off duty, why was she armed? Right. So okay, you lived in Dallas for 10 years and for almost a city you tore up. Yeah, there's a lot been go. There's a lot of things going on there. Yeah, absolutely. But that's why they did it. That was the lie that was put out. Okay. Only to the fact that he was sleeping with her married partner. Yep. That is very true. Yeah, because shit. Right. She was sleeping with her married partner. Child. Text the married partner. Text her. She texted her married partner after she killed somebody. Didn't call the police. Didn't radio it in. She texted her married partner. OMG. Really, though? That's what we doing here. It's a sad situation. It's a sad situation. Like, and I'm not even gonna get into the new one with Tatiana because whew, that right there is heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. And he will. And what gets me is that the argument that I always hear every time one of these things happen because it happens so damn frequently. Now we're losing track. She called 911 and was texting her partner at the same time. Yeah. That's nuts. But wouldn't it be quicker if she radioed it in or okay, that's a better question. So like if something happens with the police force, are you supposed to radio into your department or are you supposed to call 911? Like what is the proper procedure? Because that's the one thing I don't know. In Texas, it's right to carry state, right, and she's an officer, so that's why she had her gun. Okay. Oh, the Fort Worth, the family's doing too much. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, because you were saying that like the family was that family is definitely out there for sure. But I know it's tricky though too. I think that's definitely a tricky situation because there's so much that's going on. There's so many emotions. She should have rated. She should have rated in radioed in. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I was. That's what I was thinking. Like I thought it was quicker to radio and then to call 911 because you have to go through so many people as opposed to just um getting one department, right? Because from what I understand, when you call 911, you're not getting the police department. You're getting a company that has to call the police department, correct? Or is it different down there? Because the thing about 911 is that it's connected to the police, the police department, the fire department, and yeah, police department, fire department, ambulance, and they have to direct us to the right one, as opposed to if she radioed it in, it would just go straight to the police department. Yeah, there's so many holes in that child. There's so many holes in that story that we will never know because the black guy's dead. But the father went to court to stop the funeral because he had the money. And wait, what? Hold on. Wait a second. The father went to court to stop the funeral because he had the money and insurance to pay for everything, and the other side of the family had to go for me with like 40K. And the family's doing way too much. My God, really? Jeez Louise. See, that that's where all this mess goes wrong. That's where you lose the power of it. All the dispatchers I know gave her the side eye. It delayed him. Exact. So Drew said all the dispatchers I know gave him the side eye because it delayed him in getting treatment. When you call 911, it has to go through multiple departments. That's not a direct contact. She had a direct contact and she did not do that. That is a huge, huge no-no. Why was she there? Is the baby? Again, this, and that's what we will never know. Was why did she go in there? Because, like I said, because what I would think is that if you thought maybe it's just me watching too much Law and Order. Oh, you have to go. Okay, yay. KK love, KK all love. Thank you so much for coming in the broadcast. Yes. Have a wonderful day, Queen. Peace and blessings to you. But that's what I will never understand. Is like I get it that you thought, quote unquote, that it was your place, right? You thought, that this is my home. I'm tired or drunk or whatever, right? But when you walk into your house, like the minute you walk in the door, you know something's not right. Every single like apartment, all the apartments here, none of them look the same. You walk in, you already know where you at. Your biggest question is how did she get there? Period. Period. You walked into the door of an apartment that wasn't yours. Beckett didn't pay attention to it, and then shot the person that was in there, and then oops, like you walked into the apartment of someone else and killed them because you thought your apartment was being robbed, and even then, and what like and I get the whole concept. Oh well, she thought it was there. That's why they tried to pull the whole castle defense. But it wasn't your castle, though. I'm confused by these things. Moment protocol is to call your supervisor first when is an officer involved shooting. Okay, right. the first time I heard the cop going in, didn't just kill somebody. That was probably the first for them too. Speaking of that, have any officers done that like she's done before? Okay, so there was a case 4 years ago, and I couldn't remember when it happened, but I just remember now because the cop just got fired, which is beyond me. There was a case, from what I understand, the police were called. Cops came in. I believe this was on Christmas damn day, either Christmas Day or the day after. Cops came in guns ablazing to the wrong goddamn apartment and killed the woman who was in there, and it was literally the apartment below them. And they killed the guy down there. So the dude they claimed the dude had a bat, but the lady had nothing, and they just walked in the wrong apartment and shot her dead because they shot through the door. Didn't know who was in there. That's what she was found guilty. She told herself, absolutely. Yes. So the problem is, but in that situation that I just told you about, where the cop shot through the door, didn't know who the hell was in there. He thought he had the right apartment. He shot through the door, killed a lady, went downstairs, killed the dude. Again, didn't claim the dude had a bat. But since we know that your previous situation upstairs was you just shooting through the damn door, I don't even believe the dude had a bat at this point. I think he just wanted to shoot somebody that day, apparently. Because, oops, got the wrong nigga. Let me go down to the next one. Oh, that's the right one? Okay, great. Let's say he had a bat. That's what I think it is. This is why people say CPD is corrupt, because it is. CPD has actually gotten is actually known as one of the most corrupt departments in the country, next to LAPD, which is sad, because if we worse than LAPD, we doing a whole bunch of shit wrong. But apparently, because of what, thanks to John frickin' Burgess, who just got fired, which I'm not understanding either, we are one of the most corrupt police departments in the country. And John Burgess, who those who don't know, had torture tactics. I've spoken to some of his victims, and I cringe every time I think of the stories they told me. When you're in advocacy work, you deal with all of this, and you get to see all sides of the situation. Yeah, the question of why she was even there. Why she didn't just walk out the minute she thought something was odd about her apartment. The minute she didn't just say, "Hey, what's up?" Oh, my mistake. Like, there's so many things that there's so many ways that should have gone. It should have been a situation where, oh crap, oh my god, I'm in the wrong space, my bad. Woo. The door was open. I made a mistake. But the fact that, like, her reaction was just to shoot, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't think I'll ever get it. We're never gonna know the answer to that, of course, because the man we're speaking about is dead. And like I've said on previous discussions, had it been reversed, he wouldn't have even made it to trial. But because what would have happened, I can guarantee you what would have happened was he would have said that, he would have called in. All of a sudden, the cops would have came. They would have magically accidentally fired their weapon and killed him when he got there. The taxes, right. She was distracted, sexting her partner. She knew it was apartment before she entered. Right, exactly. She contradicted herself on testimony. Right. What do you mean? I don't care how she said she was sexting her partner. She was distracted, so she never looked down. Look up on your damn phone. Oh my gosh. Oh. It wasn't a jar. Something was with the mechanism. That I can believe, because technology is a mess. Technology be cutting up sometimes. So That part I can believe. But she did contradict herself in her own testimony, right? You sitting there texting your partner and not paying attention to what's going on, didn't even pay attention to the floor mat wasn't your floor mat. But then your first reaction is to pull your weapon? Girl. Mm-mm. Like I said, it's sad because there's so many narratives out there. Because at this point, I think people want to believe what they want to believe, and they're not paying attention to what's actually going on. But like the biggest problem is the fact that this is continuous. And at what point does it stop, or is it gonna stop? The partner is being investigated for evidence tampering, and he's killed someone before. You need to please make a video about that. Please make a video about the fact that the partner is being investigated. So okay, so the question is it that because from what I heard was that she killed someone before. Was it him that killed someone before and not her? Because I'm so confused with this whole situation. Like, so confused. Because there are so many narratives out there, it's insane. But the partner investigated, see, these people shady. These people are too shady around here. These people are too shady around here. It's a mess. Yeah, the distract detection kills people in many ways. It's so unfortunate that he lost his life and his family is going through this. And it's frustrating because it's just like, so you was distracted texting, but you pulled your gun. You pulled your gun out though. Like, that's my thing. Like, you thought, as opposed to like calling for back. That's my thing is, as opposed to calling for backup, you thought you was just gonna go in here guns blazing. That's what we thought was a good idea. He flat out lied. He flat out killed someone, and it was alleged self-defense. Okay, she shot. Thank you. Okay, so he flat out killed someone and said it was self-defense. She shot a suspect that attacked her and took her taser. Gotcha. This is why I need to follow the Shinkly Dree, because she gives the facts, because she gets that knowledge, she gets those receipts, honey. She gets those receipts together. Because, like I said, because I kept hearing that she killed someone before, but it was him who killed someone before, but she shot someone before. Okay, gotcha. Child, this case is a mess. That whole situation is just a total mess. And what always gets me about these cases is that they always want to defame the victim. That's what I don't understand. Okay, y'all, you messed up or whatever. You claim there was a mistake. So they had the same furniture. Exactly, they had the same furniture. Right. How are you that distracted? I mean, damn. Like that. I mean, were you on? Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Yes, make sure you follow Distinctly Drees and sub to her channel so when that video drops, you can be in them comments like, "Ooh, see, the media didn't tell you that part because the media's not going to. Mainstream media is not going to tell you this. Why? Because all they're interested in is the clicks and views now. Like back in the day, there actually was real news coverage. It's very rare to find real news coverage now because it's so edited. And I know this for a fact because I did a live stream at an event. It was supposed to be a meeting. Shut up. It was supposed to be a community meeting. And what happened was it turned into a screaming match because the people that were in the community didn't organize the meeting. The CAPs decided to just go ahead and have this meeting because they wanted to, as opposed to talking to the people in the community. But it was something that affected the community, so the community was not happy about that. And so a lot of the community organizers got into it with the alderman on camera. It was funny as hell. I still have it on my thing. But the mainstream media was there and taped this. but didn't put any of that on at all. Like they spend it so sweet. Like you thought, oh, it was a productive meeting, all that kind of mess. It was not. She made her decision as soon as she thought someone was in her unit. She shot almost as soon as she entered the unit. Another reason her defense crumbled. So she just walked in the door and just bam. Wow. So she thought so let's unpack this. So she thought somebody was in her house. Did not know, but she thought somebody was in her house. And she didn't even question it, just fire the weapon. That's insanity. Insanity. But like I said, what gets me is about what happens after. What happens afterwards frustrates me to my core because what happens after is and it happens every single time. I cannot read the comments when people do stories like this because I when it comes to mainstream media, because it always goes into some hate-filled racist mess. Period. Always. Though that's how they and I've seen a couple. This is why I've stopped reading the comments, because what happens, it always goes into, well, that's what they get. Well, that's another nigga off the street. Da 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 da. Every single time. It does not matter how much an amazing person that person who was murdered was. It always goes into the that's how they all are, and that's what they get, and well, they kill each other, so why does it matter if anybody else kills them? That this is what always happens, and that's why we have to get to the point where we're coming on here and combating that mess. And Only Ellen said, and that is why I believe that there is more to the story. Yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess. It was probably intentional. She said it was intentional. She said the whole purpose of her pulling her gun out was to kill somebody. She flat out said that when she pulled that gun out, she intended to kill the person that was in there. Period, point blank. That was her intention. That's why she got it. Oh, Kanika Jenkins. Oh, Jesus. I can't. Okay. So, hold on. What time is it? I'm checking to see the time because Kanika Jenkins is complicated. It's so complicated. It's so complicated. Kanika Jenkins is a complicated situation because I'm trying to think of how to say this. There was so much more to that story, and they started off lying. Like, the initial story was that she, quote unquote, walked into a freezer and couldn't get out. So the problem with this is that in order to even get to that freezer, you have to have the freezer is on a floor that's not typically for guests, right? So in order to get to that freezer, you have to have a key to get to that section. So it's really weird because it's like, okay, so she walked, and even beyond that, my biggest thing was always, how are you letting someone walk around drunk and not even asking what happened, what's wrong? Like, you can clearly see on the video that she's drunk, right? Well, there's, it was a sad situation because there are multiple. Because being from Chicago, it's even more complicated because a lot of people that actually connected to the situation, and Jedediah phony as shit. Let's start there. Anybody that's watched Jedediah Brown, I remember specifically when he quote unquote attempted suicide, but he really didn't. And again, I as I said previously, for those who wasn't here, I work with a suicide prevention and anti-bullying organization. So, I was flipping out when I found out about it. when he quote unquote attempted suicide, we were working on a television show, and I'm getting this messages because it was like Valentine's Day or something, and I'm getting these messages like, yo, this organizer sitting here on LSD, Lakeshore Drive. Sorry, I forget y'all aren't from Chicago. On Lakeshore Drive, and he's stopping traffic. He's got a gun to his head. Woo blase. He's stopping traffic, right? So I'm sitting here like, what the hell? Okay. Then I'm messaging my boy Maurice, who I had never seen go live in his life, went live, talks about, oh my God, this struggle is hard. If you are, anybody who's ever done community organizing knows the struggles of a community organizer, especially in a place like Chicago. Her motives are not explained. It doesn't make sense. I don't believe her motives have been revealed yet. It's like Emmett Till. Don't even get me started on Emmett Till, because that bitch, oh, yeah, right. Hold on, wait. I'm gonna get to Jedediah in 1 second. Because so when I'm gonna talk about the community activism first, and then talk about him, and that goes with J. Mal Green too. J. Mal Green is a whole nother situation. But if you're an activist in Chicago, one of the main issues, especially anti-violence activists in Chicago, you're gonna come up across against a lot of pushback because of the fact that Chicago makes money out of violence. And this is stuff that I've said publicly on multiple occasions. So y'all flag this video. Oh well, shit. Like I said, there's countless conversations about this situation. I ain't even worried about it. So if you are in Chicago and you are working on anti-violence, you're working on housing, you're working on community, you find out what's important in Chicago. And it's not community. it's not community building for the people that live here. Let's start there. It's not housing for people that live here. And it's not anti-violence. There's a misconception. So what the media wants to put out there is that Chicago, we have a violence issue, we're trying to fix it, blah blah blah. But they always forget to mention the fact of how much money has been taken away from groups that have been working to change the situation. So confused about the kind of friends she has. My friends would never have let me. Right. Yes, you're right. That's and Rockwell, you're right. Like when it comes to Kanika Jenkins, her friends suck. Her friends suck. The fact that they let her just like go out there, be wasted, and like walk around the hotel was insane. But Jedediah, he's such a scammer. It's horrible. Like I was previously saying, when he had faked his suicide or whatever, and I say this because you are not going to attempt suicide one day, go to the hospital, and be back on the next day alive chilling. You're gonna be traumatized. You're not gonna want to talk to nobody. You're gonna fall back from a lot of stuff. And all he did was he legit the next day just kind of went back and kind of just having fun, chilling, and kicking it. Woo. That business is fucking usual, right? So the reason that I even got involved with the situation was because my friend who knew him at the time, Joshua Maurice, he never goes live, never ever goes live. This is the first time I ever seen him live. But he was talking about the struggles that we go through working as an activist in Chicago, and the fact that that's like a thankless job, right? So you have all these people that are mad at you because you shut down this block, or you shut down the Magnificent Mile because you are tired of the fact that Black Friday is nothing more than the people from the suburbs coming in and spending all this money, but don't give a damn about the community that you grew up in, and they want to come into the city because it's more convenient for them to be here, where they don't want to live here. They want to live here, but they want to live here, but they don't want you to live there with them. So they want to come in their own little groups and kick you out of your neighborhood so they can be cute and be downtown and not have to go back to the suburbs because there's nothing out there for them to do, because the suburbs, you have to go like a mile down to get to the corner store, and they're realizing this, right? Now it's the reverse white flight. So you get to the point where you're frustrated because you know this already, and you know this by every single move that's going on. You see what's being built, you see what's being built up and what's not being built up. You see um you see where you're getting all these new businesses and they're putting all this money into the city, and where the holes in the streets are constant. And you see all of this, and you see where the money is flowing from, and you see who's getting the dollars and who's not, who's getting the SIF funding, which stands for tax increment finance funding, which is basically money that the city is giving people to build up their communities. But you're seeing the people that have clubs are getting it, as opposed to people that are in the neighborhood that really, really need it, right? So you're seeing all of this, and you're seeing this on a constant basis, and you're sitting up there and you're not making no money from this but despite the messages that the right tries to pull, you do not get money for doing those daggone protests. Trust me, because if they did, I would have gotten, baby, I should have been getting some checks, but I've never been paid for a protest, ever. I'm like, where's that job? Because I want that one. I ain't never got no check to be out there, ever. Oh, it's too many holes. Yeah, it's a lot of holes in that. There's a lot of holes in that story. Like, so we disagree on that, but it's a lot. It's a mess. But anyways, when it comes to Jedediah, he said, he sat up there and acted like he was leading the movement, this and that and the third, and he was helping the mother. Then that came out later, and they fell out. And then he had another girl who was working with her. She fell out. I heard about some less with him back in the day. Like Jedediah around the whole other situation, whole other mess. He inserted himself in this situation and built a whole campaign around quote unquote giving justice to people and all this mess, which people are now seeing as a scam. Like, it's a whole another mess. Somebody said they thought it was activists, so did I. Until I saw little things like somebody said, "Oh, come out to the protest." Something told me not to come. Some told me do not come. Jedediah Brown, he's an activist he's an activist when it's convenient. More like he's not as bad as J-Mal in my eyes when it comes to that portion of it, because J-Mal Green, nobody likes him that's a community activist, because J-Mal Green comes around after the work is done and takes credit for it. Again, I've been doing this for a minute, so like anybody that's involved, if you know any activists in Chicago for real, ask them about J-Mal Green. They'll tell you that man comes around after the work's done, takes credit for the shit. Right? Why would you? Could you even do that to a young girl? Calling her mom like we lost her. The security won't even review the baby. Yeah. Okay, so but going back to Kanika, what was so crazy about that case? Because there are so many videos on here. I will say this: people got their coins off that case. I mean, people got. If you talking about clicks and views, I ain't never seen nothing like what happened with Kanika Jenkins. Because there were so many videos about it. And there were so many theories. Like I said, the one thing that I will say the fact is the hotel failed because the minute they saw that girl on camera stumbling, somebody should have grabbed her. Period, point blank. Somebody should have grabbed her the minute they saw her stumbling in the hallway. Period. There are cameras all around those hotels. There was no reason. There was no reason. And, it's still unsolved. It's still unsolved. Like it's crazy because it's gotten to the point where there's conversations of, is the organ harvesting? Is that were the parents involved? Was like the last thing that I heard was that the family was involved in criminal activity to begin with, and Kanika didn't want to do something, and that was a way to shut her up. That was the last thing that I heard. They tried to call us the beefing sector. They were beefing over the Kadiki Jenkins test. Yeah, that's the thing too. Like this isn't like that's what people say like, oh, this is the beefing sector. Not really. Like this is like what. And I said this to my church. We were talking in oh crap, I forget whose live it was. It might have been Rick Reed. They talk about the beefing sector, but here's the thing about this is what's going on here is nothing compared to some stuff that I've seen. Like I've seen people go to each other's houses, bust out windows, get into fights, videotape this. They ain't even live on this. They videotape it, they record, they edit the shit and post it up. Like because they want that digital proof. But not knowing that you just implicated yourself in a crime, stupid. You know what I'm saying? And they're getting paid off of that. It was you're following them all. You watch the funerals, the fights, everything, yeah. Then yeah, you had to back off of it. You had like I couldn't like I couldn't even get into that case because I was so irritated by the way that it was being covered. I was so irritated by the fact that I'm just like, okay, y'all gonna keep on saying y'all gonna like okay, so y'all gonna keep lying and say this girl walked into this freezer. That's what we gonna do. We gonna keep claiming this girl walked into a freezer. That like I don't care how drunk you are, a freezer will wake your ass right on up. What you mean? But like I said, they keep on trying to say this is a beef and this ain't nothing, nothing. I've heard people get sending thousands of dollars worth of products to someone else's house and giving them the bill. Like that's the kind of stuff that goes on when you doxing for real. Like this is, looking up addresses or whatever, this and the third, also not good. But nobody's going to nobody's house, thank God. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's gotten hurt over the situation. But there's a potential to get hurt for, people taking flights and things. That's a problem. That's a huge problem. But like I said, it's not. But that's what frustrates me about the whole situation. They're like, oh, this is the beefing sector. This is the section. I'm like, I know so many amazing content creators that are in this sector that just don't get the shine. That's all it is. There are crazy people in every sector. Yes, and a million videos were made and was no justice done for her. No, her mom got a check last year from Crown Plaza. Actually, should have because Crown Plaza screwed up. Crown Plaza screwed up. They screwed up. They screwed up because, again, the minute they saw that girl walking, somebody from staff should have came out and asked a question. That's where they messed up. All they had to do was somebody from that staff should have been on camera saying, "Hey," and grab her. That's it. That's all they needed. That would have cleared them. If they had Crown Plaza staff had one person that came out and asked her, "Is she okay?" If she would have said yes, and the something would happen afterwards, then we wouldn't be having this conversation. Because it would have been like, well, at least the hotel did their job. They didn't even do that. They watched it on camera and let it go. That's why Crown Plaza got in trouble. Yeah, because they monitor those videos. Trust and believe, they had somebody in there watching those videos. And all of a sudden, you couldn't find the video of her going to the kitchen. Yeah, okay, I believe that mess. But no, this isn't the beefing sector. This is a couple of people that are getting credit, that are getting clicks and views and getting their name out there poorly, by the way. And again, when it comes to the quote beefing sector, not at all, not at all. It isn't. It really isn't. The self-defense sector. Oh, I like that. Hold on, wait. Rocco said I call this the self-defense sector. People over here have to defend yourself against trolls, against people who assassinate your character by lying on you. Rockwell K1. Boom. 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 That's exactly it. That is exactly it. That I could have said that better myself. I'm gonna say it one more time. Rockwell says this isn't the beefing sector. This is the defense sector. People come over here, have to defend themselves against trolls, against people who assassinate your character by lying on you. Oh, speaking of trolls, content creators, make sure you have moderators in every chat. There is a damn troll raid that wants to come out. They're Trump supporters, let's be clear. They've said that. They make that very freaking clear. But they're coming in the invade your chat. So make sure that you have your moderators on point so you can get those fools out of there, because they stay there for a minute if you don't block their ignorant selves. And they racist as hell and ignorant and so Trump supporters is Trump 2020 and all this kind of bullshit and all that mess. So make sure that your moderators on point and looking for that so you can combat that mess. So that's the kind of, and so I spoke about Periscope before, and that's the kind of stuff that happened that destroyed Periscope. So let's make sure that we get on top of that, because you don't want that to destroy the what we do have here, because we do have some amazing conversations that happen, and they will try to mess up the whole flow. But I guess a way a lot of people kind of combat that message is kind of be like, okay, whatever, and they'll just kind of go back and forth with them. I ain't got that kind of patience. I just block all their butts. But if you feel like going back and forth with them, they usually come in like 100 of them. So you want to just kind of get them out as quickly as you can, so that they understand this ain't the one, boo. Y'all got the wrong one. Go ahead to somebody else. This chat is protected by some dope ass snipers. Go ahead and have your little fun somewhere else. But I saw that yesterday, and I was like, oh, y'all brought that mess from Periscope over to here. But so hopefully YouTube can get on that, because when Periscope didn't get on that, they lost a lot of their content creators. But Periscope lost a lot of their Black content creators because they didn't respect what we did, and they made it very clear they'd have conferences and only showcase a couple Black content creators, even though we had like 1,000 people. We had like 1,000 content creators and like 15 million people on the platform. I was confused by that situation. But then they also had a staff of 12 at the time. And I was like, how do you have a staff of 12, 15 million users, and 1,000 content creators? I'm confused by how y'all thought that was going to work. And then when they had their conferences, they used the same Black content creators for every conference. And they had the same Black content creators doing a couple, like doing like multiple panels, because they didn't have enough Black content creators. I'm confused. It was insane. And another problem that Periscope had, why they're trying to rebuild now, is because they had a whole bunch of trolls that were sexually harassing the women. There was a point where Periscope got in trouble, but Facebook got in trouble for this too, but Periscope specifically got in trouble because there were scopes of people were getting raped online. Like a lot of people were dropping the ball over there, and that's why I'm very adamant about making sure that like we got to be very careful that like if you see something, say something, because the fact that happened not just once, but a couple of different times. It was actually a streamer that was talking about it. I can't remember her name now, but there was a couple of streamers that were talking about specifically how Periscope was having rapes online and how nothing was being done. And I'm just like, seriously? So when the chick got caught scoping driving drunk, that was national news. But the fact that somebody got raped on scope, that didn't make any kind of leverage whatsoever. Wow. I tell the host, don't talk to them, be blocking. Yeah, you wanna, like I said, it's like some people do, like they want to play with them. I ain't got that kind of patience. Block. I don't even care. God bless you, but bye. You gotta go. I'm not even playing those games. I don't have that kind of patience at all. Like at all. I'm so done. Yeah. But that's the way to do it, because the whole purpose is to disrupt the chat. But oh my God. Speaking because there are some content creators that do this thing called a raid, but it's like a dope raid of like showing love and all of that. And Dree, shout out to you, because Sting Dragon is the truth. I love, like, he is so dope. He has like one of the dopest networking chats ever. Like it's so awesome, because it's like people from around the world that are in there. It is so freaking dope. So shout out to Dree for that one, because man, Sting Dragon is hot. I love him, love his energy. That chat is so sick. The mathematics don't add up, right? The mathematics do not add up. I was like, wait a minute. So we got 15 million users. 1,000 maybe 1,000 to 1,500 actually create content, and you have 12 people on staff, and you didn't think that this was going to be chaotic. Okay. I literally was at the conference like, seriously? 12 people and one person's controlling trolls? What? So what I gathered was the fact that they didn't think it was going to grow that quickly, and they didn't have the staff to combat it at the time. But like I said, because they didn't have the staff to combat it, they lost amazing content creators. Amazing content creators were just like, why am I even here? Like, we still have our accounts in the ship. We're not really on there like that because what's the point? And they started playing with the numbers. They started changing the rules on how many hearts you can give and this and that. And it was a whole bunch of bullshit. We're just like, what's the point of us being here? This is no longer fun. I know he does. I know he goes live with his networking chats all the time. Like, I love him. He's so, so cool. And I love, like, I did one of the raids with him, and it's so much fun to, like, to see somebody just, like, light up. My girl, Danielle K. Anderson, who's in here, used to do that on Periscope. But it was, Periscope was cool because, like, they had these things where you give hearts. And so, like, you'd go in there, and you'd give people hearts, and like you just get like a flood. So like what we would do, we'd go in there, we'd pick a night, like a Friday night or something. We'd all go in there. So like, okay, we're gonna do a crazy town time to go to crazy town. Go and raise somebody's thing and just flood them with hearts. So like you have all these different colors coming up, and like the content creators just start smiling. It is so freaking dope. Thank you, Ray Allen. Have a wonderful day. Peace and blessings to you. I gotta get up here soon because I gotta get ready for this baby shower. Shouts to Maxine. She's having a little boy. So we're going to do a baby shower for her. I'm going to do a little bit of video, not to go live. We can't go live yet to get my 1,000, but I'm definitely going to do a little bit of video so you guys can see how fabulous she is and all of that. So, yes, but it's just so crazy that in this group we are constantly defending ourselves from lies. I'm like, seriously? Really? Because the majority of the people that are flipping off are people that like don't do it unless you push them. That's what I think people don't understand, is that most people are really chill until you push them, and when you push them, that's when you see them just snap. And that's all it is. So, like I said, Rockwell Cade's perfect description. Perfect description of what that is. Perfect description of what this section is. You can't walk over us. We stand up for ourselves, sector. Don't come for me unless I stand for you, sector. And that's it. I mean, like, and that's just what it is. There's this misconception, oh, Black folks can't get along, and in some retrospect, that's in some aspects that's true, but in a lot of aspects it's not. Perfect example, Tyler Perry. My God, I cannot wait to go down to that studio because I'm definitely at some point going to go down to that studio because we're actually trying to plan a trip to go down there now. Right, exactly. Right, Dree, you mind your business. So you post it when you put. I don't know why they don't stop bothering you, child, because you Dree's so classy with her drags. You like had to think and like, did she just drag me? Like, she's so classy with it. It's amazing. Like, she's so classy with it. She treats your entire life and sit back and be like, oh, by the way, I can help you with this. And your skincare, and and if you use this on your face in the same sentence, y'all need to stop coming for Dree. Stop do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's not going to be beneficial to you at all to come for Dree. Stop doing it. Oh my God. Definitely stop it. Like I said, I think Think Dragon is bringing back the raid days. Once I get like a higher number, I would love to do the raid because it's so beautiful. Like, it's so dope to see the reaction on the content creator's face when they sit up there and they see all this love coming in there and they're saying hi and they're getting these subs all of a sudden. Like it's just this amazing energy that comes in and is so beautiful to be a part of. It's so beautiful to be a part of. Like I remember, oh my God, we did a raid on Periscope and I forget what it was, but the content creator was having a bad day. And like all of a sudden you just see the whole personality change. And then we're in there we're just talking to them or whatever. They were telling us about what happened and we're just showing them love. And that's literally what it was. Like they weren't expecting it. They had no clue. So we're just sitting there and we're just talking and they're just like, and their face is lighting up. And their whole personality is changing because they've seen all these people come in here and just show them so much love. You know, and that's what's dope. Like that's what's so dope about social media and the potential for it. Social media can be used for good and for bad. I prefer to use it for good. I prefer to use it to lift people up. I prefer to lift it to build brands. Like that's what we do. Shout out to my girl Andrea Thompson of Palvez Media, trying to get her on here. You know, I'm like, girl, I'm like, YouTube is like Periscope. We gotta get you on here to talking and networking and all of that. You can't just put up videos. You have to actually be in these chats and build these relationships. That's how your subscriber account grows, is by building relationships. There are some people that are lucky enough to get on here and have I don't care. There's some people that are lucky enough to get on here and have 3 videos and some millions of views, but that's rare, and that's usually because YouTube pushed them. Just saying. Lord, if this video's up in the morning, I'll be in shock. I'm just saying, like, there's something wrong with that situation. There's something wrong when you have 3 videos and you have millions of freaking subscribers already. Something's wrong with that. I don't care. There's something that is seriously wrong with that situation. Of course, I've been getting pushed, and then they get their feelings when I address them. Right? Like, how you mad because of how I reacted? Because if I react, that means you pushed me way too many times. Because I try not to react until it's absolutely necessary. Taking my content, yeah, that's when I react. Oh, hell no, that's what we're not going to do. Taking my content and flipping it to fit your motherfucking narrative, that's when I have a problem. They be asking you to knock on the baby Rockwell. Right. She said, I think I have voice chats that will help you with the algorithm in the beginning. Yeah. Yes. Yep. Yep. Yeah, because like I said, when I first started posting, there were no chats. Oh, right. Uh-huh. She does, right? She be her drags. It's like, ooh, my goodness. Like I said, and and it always ends with, and I can help you with this, and I can help you with that, and I can help you get that together, honey. I am certified in this, by the way. Yes, her drags are classic. Absolutely. You know, but like I said, it's all about the perception too. You know, like I said, when because I've been online for a very long time. I just wasn't. I literally just like posted a video, let it go, and kept it up there for the SEO. That was the purpose of it. I wasn't even thinking about partnerships or anything. I was like, oh, until like very very recently, I'm like, oh, they got community boards. They can post other people's stuff on here. Oh, fine, all right. I'll play. I'll do more things and build up watch time and all that kind of mess or whatever. But that was never the intention. I didn't even think about getting millions of views and all that kind of stuff because I was just like, I'm not really. I'm like, I'm a content creator off of here, So I create content regardless. I can't post everything because it's not on my content. Social media can be great. Absolutely. Yes. Social media is fantastic. Hey, mama, how are you? Social media can be great for people. Social media can be amazing. And I do mean amazing when it comes to healing. I've actually been in a couple, it was one live that was on here. I won't even say the content creator's name. It was a one live that was on here. And I had never been in the content creators chat. Like I'd seen them in different groups, but I've never been in their chat specifically. And the one time that I went in there was the day that one of her moderators said that one of her friends had one of her friends had a plan to kill themselves that night. The one time, again, I've seen this content creator on multiple occasions, had never been in their live. But the one time in there was my moderator said, I'm freaking out. My friend wants to kill themselves and they have a plan. And so I hit her up. I was like, get me offline, let's talk. So we talked, and thank God, she was talking her friend down. I gave her the information for the organization, and she said that the parent of that friend went over there that day and saved his life. Right. Happy Sunday, Grad Baby 71. Happy Sunday. Right. 1,000,003, baby. Child. I'm so mad. I'm so mad with that situation, child. I'm so confused by that. I'm so confused by those things. Right. That's what I don't understand. Dre she has a smaller page, but they're so jealous because she's so dope. So dragging all this mess. She said, Rockwell, I'm a smaller page, yet they love to drag me in the mess. People believe I'm the trouble starter, yet they somehow miss the fact that she's been attacked. Exactly. Like, what? I'm so confused. So confused. Like, what do you mean? But that's the problem. It's like people sit up there and they come during the after, but they don't know what happened beforehand. That's why I always used to get in trouble when I was a kid. Because someone would push me and then I'd react and I'm like, but did you see what happened? And it always became for me, it used to be the bigger person. Now, mind you, I'm 6'2" now. At the time, I think I was 4'8" or 5 feet or whatever, but I was like 8, 10 years old. No, I took that back. I was 4'8" and I was 7 at the time. The one time, the first time that I reacted for real that I remember, the mom said that apparently when I was 4, I body slammed some poor kid. I don't even remember that part. I forgot that part completely. I was like, really? She's like, I came to get you, and they told you body slam some kid on the table. I was like, well, damn. All right, I guess. Probably did something, I'm assuming, because I don't do that shit just for no reason. So sure you said something stupid, because that's usually what happens. Boys say dumb shit because I was a taller girl and they thought they could just do whatever. So I remember the one incident. I was 7 years old. At this point, I forgot how long the boy had been bothering us. My friends have always been shorter than me. So he thought he was going to bully my friends. That didn't work out too well for him. I already told him to leave us alone, yada, yada, yada. Mind you, this kid's like 9, so this kid's in 3rd grade. Teachers have seen this. I have said something, all the proper procedures, blah, blah, blah. Dude still wouldn't leave us alone. So I threw his ass against the fence and ripped his shirt. So I get in trouble, got to go to the principal's office. Now, mind you, my mama was a beast. She was quick to come into the school, didn't give a fuck. All I had to do was say that something was wrong and she come up there. They could have called her. They did not call her because they chose not to address the situation beforehand. So how are you gonna? Because all she would have asked them was, "What did you do when she told you what was going on?" And they could have said, and they would have had nothing to say because they did nothing to prevent the situation. So I come home and I was like, I'm surprised they didn't call you or whatever. Like, ripped this boy's shirt. And I told her what happened, and she was like, they wouldn't have called me because they would have known what my reaction would have been. I would have been yelling at them. So I like the vibes. I like this. You see how we've been chilling in here, right? We can have conversations, have a good time. They mad because they have because they have to be with the popular crowd, a bunch of ditzy people, baby. I've never been like, it's so funny because I've never been like, oh, with the popular clique or whatever. I was with who was doing the dope shit. Whether they were popular or not, they were doing dope things, and that's who I wanted to be around. I've always been that way, and now those people that I've been doing dope things are now getting international coverage because they've been doing dope things. Like I said, I was raised around independent artists, independent business owners that are now internationally known because of the fact that they just kept grinding and doing what they need to do, and people recognized how dope they were, and that's where they're getting booked around the world. The whole reason that I'm in Vegas frequently is because I was working with the owner, Casey Vizbas, who was in the African American Hall of Fame for being the first African American woman to own and manage a professional basketball team. She has a company called Life After Sports, which is now based in Vegas. That's why I'm in Vegas. It's usually for work. I watch some things on cable, but not really. Yes. Oh, exactly. Like, but that's the thing. It's like, but the whole reason that I'm like toying with her now is because when people weren't coming out to her events, or I was working those events still. And so when she was doing Breakfast with the Boss, I was talking about it earlier. That started on Periscope. That started as a basic conversation, just like this. She was sitting there, just giving tips about businesses, and so we decided. And so one of her friends decided, say, "Hey, why don't you do a live version of this?" And we did one in Chicago. We filmed it on Periscope. So this is how taking your online relationships can go and make a whole damn tour. So we did the Breakfast with the Boss, live Breakfast with the Boss in Chicago. Filmed it on Periscope. Periscope people was asking questions, this, that, and the third. It all became of, when can you come into my city? How can I book you to come here? So at the end, before we stopped the tour, it was 50 cities around the country. We went back to Atlanta 3 times. She did Florida, Michigan, Jersey, Texas, Jesus, Chicago, Indiana. She's doing Detroit, New York, like all these different places, and some of these she went back a couple of times, right? So like it was crazy. But this literally came from a conversation online that people were just like, oh my God, that's dope. I need to bring this here. I need to bring this energy to my state. I need my people to see this. That's why it is so important to support people that are doing dope content, because you never know where they will go. You never know how they're going to grow and what they can accomplish. So when I was working with her on some other projects, there was we had talked about Life After Sports, but it was more in a sense of like, she was telling me that she had a lot of friends that were coming to her and telling them about athletes that had either attempted or committed suicide. And she was like, man, I gotta do something to kind of combat this. I'm just trying to figure out what. Hence, we are now going into the third year. It'll be the third year on December 3rd that Life of the Sports has been around. And Life of the Sports basically is a traveling workshop where kids get to come and meet pro athletes who have retired, whether it be due to injury or just because they didn't want to do it anymore, because they were just over it. But they're giving these games to these kids and telling them And the biggest thing that we teach in this workshop is the importance of keeping your social media clean. Because if you don't think somebody's gonna go back and check your tweets for 15 years ago, okay, wait, 15, yeah, no, 12 years ago, yeah, from like 12 years ago, they will. If you don't think somebody will pull up your old Facebook posts, they will. If you don't think somebody will pull up your old YouTube video, they will. And that can prevent you from getting a job. That can prevent you from getting to school. That can prevent your kids from getting a job or getting in school because they're pulling your whole family. You waiting a subscription to end next month? Mm-hmm. Like, people don't understand the importance of social media and what it can do for their career or not do for their career. We had a player that talked about how he lost a scholarship because the social media wasn't clean, and the recruiter pulled something, and it had him like and something that at a party or whatever, but that didn't fit the brand that they wanted. That's what people don't realize. You can lose sponsorships. You can lose so much if you sit up there and you have all this craziness on your social media. People don't. These are public profiles, so you want to make sure that what people see about you is positive for the most part. Of course, there's always an issue where there's something that's going wrong, and you can use to combat that. And if it's super crazy, you can do defamation of character lawsuit on the ass. But for the most part, you want to make sure that the majority of what's online about you is positive. So if you sit up there and you making crazy videos and you acting a fool and you being disrespectful and you dragging somebody and this and the third, and that's all that you do, and you have nothing positive in your content on this platform, trust and believe you will not get sponsorships. You will not get those good paying jobs. You won't. You will not. If that is all that you do. It's people understand little things here and there, but that's all your content is. You ain't never gonna get paid off for this for real. You will not. Absolutely not. Because no brand wants to be associated with that. No brand wants to be associated with that kind of craziness. Because all that does, when a brand has to be associated with that mess, all that does is good. We see some stuff. Yeah. The shows do not show the true side of people. That is very true. So, like, a lot of television shows are edited, right? Actually, all of them are edited. Let me phrase that. Especially when it comes to, like, the quote-unquote reality shows, which are not even reality because they're scripted. They claim that they're unscripted, but they are definitely scripted. And that's a lot of people that aren't. If you're not in that space, you wouldn't know. Like, I think I worked on Black Ink Crew, and like they cut out so much of that whole episode. Like the scene that we had, they cut like everything with the hallway scene, which was insanity because we did that scene like multiple times, and there was so much more that could have been in there. But they pick and choose what they want to create a certain narrative. And yes, that stuff is scripted. Because I was like, oh, all right. Yeah, this stuff is very scripted. A lot more than people realize. And that's the problem. Yep, your director told us that our staff meeting, she was linked to accounts. Just checking over them. Uh-huh. Yep. Absolutely. Yep. Yes. So like companies will check out the social media because like we've seen a lot of different people who post stupid shit, like little racist shit or whatever. What will happen is that people will find out, okay, cool, where do you work at? Let me get your ass fired because you have not determined, you have not proven that you do not deserve this position because you decided to sit up there and be ignorant and disrespectful and try to harm somebody's character. So let me go ahead and get you out there. Hey, Javita, good morning. How are you? Let me go ahead and get you out that good job because you decided that you want to sit there and be a racist, ignorant bastard. Okay, cool, bet. So now a lot of companies are looking to see what is your online profile because I don't want to be mixed up in this mess because when somebody does that, what happens is that the company gets tagged. So what happens after that is that their social media manager has to come in and go back and figure out what happened, figure out who this person is, and how do we get this out? How do we make our work easier? Because when a company is tagged, somebody has to come in and figure out what's going on in these comments. Do I respond to this? Is this true? Are these lies? All of that. I've had a couple of clients go viral. Lord have mercy. And both of them when they went viral. Look, I'm glad it wasn't on Maurice's platform when he went viral because that was bad. Because when they both went viral, one went viral because she was at the scene when there was a black barber that got shot out south by a police officer, and so it was a question. It was a question of what happened and what did he do and all of that. But she was there direct, like right after the aftermath. So she had caught live right after the aftermath. Now, mind you, this is probably the second, maybe third time she's gone viral. I mean, I'm sorry, she had actually live streamed period, and she went viral. And I'm like, and I'm at an event, my phone's blowing up, and I'm sitting here like, what in the hell's going on? She's like, so you might want to check Channel 5. And I was like, what happened? And she's like, well, it kind of went viral. I'm like, what did you do? And she's like, well, I kind of, tape, I kind of taped, I was kind of there when the whole situation went down, and I kind of caught the cops getting reckless with the community. I'm like, oh, Jesus. So I had to make the decision. Do I go back and combat all of this ignorant, racist bullshit that's on these comments? Or do I say, this is like, at this point, it's like 10,000 comments. I'm just like, you've got to be kidding me. And so I said, okay, I know how this works. When it comes to social media, especially with Facebook, the way that you get attention is strictly through comments and shares, right? Oh, Rocco speaking in French. Nah, this is a mess. Hold on. Oh, I'm not even messing with Basketball Wives. I watched like one of them, but I'm not really into that. Oh wow. She said she had to go sign a waiver not to be on the one the Bravo films there. Wow, that's crazy. Yep. Michael said she wished that was Evelyn would trip into the volcano. Child, I'm not even gonna get into that situation because colorism is a mess. That's a whole different. That's a whole nother live. That's a whole nother live. Whole nother live. Because it's so many instances that's proven colorism, and they're the ones that want to fake like, oh, that's the reason I'm not progressing. So yeah, there's so many instances that's proven. I can get into because I'll probably get into the whole Black China situation and how she is she still black? Wait, last time I checked, she was damn near white at this point because all the bleaching she did. Whole nother life. Mm. Child, you should do a video about Evelyn. Child. Oh yes, you should do a video about Evelyn because Evelyn. Okay, I'm gonna get into it real quick. So one thing I've noticed about Evelyn Lozado is that she constantly, constantly tries to make herself the victim after doing negative shit. Constantly. This is not the first time. This is a constant situation. She'll do something stupid. She'll be disrespectful. And like I said, but this again, this is the fault of the show because the cameras are there, the producers they're about. Let me think. Hold on. When we were on TLC, there was about 10 people. I want to say from the crew. Yeah, probably 10 people from the crew. I'm not sure how many is for when it talks about like basketball wives and all those. I want to say probably 10 to 12. It's probably like 10 to 12 people from the troop. Right. You mean lighter China? Yeah, exactly. Manny Style, hey, how are you? I'm sorry I missed you earlier. Oh, okay, you just came in. Perfect. Tammy is the only person that goes toe to toe with her. That I do agree. I find this stuff out actually. I don't watch the show, but I know this because I see the back and forth on social media. I see the clips of Tammy snapping off. But it's just sad because, like I said, when it comes to like Basketball Wives and all these different reality shows, that these all this stuff is edited. So like these are people that are sitting in this room deciding that this is the portion that they're going to put on because this is going to get the most clicks and views. This is going to get the biggest reaction. And at the end of the day, the biggest problem with the whole thing, the whole concept, is the fact that these people are put in these situations so that there can be a reaction. So like Black and Crew. So reunions, okay. So like the reunions are a little bit different than the rest of the show, right? So when they have the reunions, the uh the the actual station has to pay for that. Like that's not so like before the reunions, everyone's taking care of everything else. They're their own stylists. They have their own hair and makeup artists. The station doesn't take care of any of that. The station takes care of stuff when the if the show is popular enough and they actually have to have a reunion. But what they should be doing is stuff after the show, which I don't understand why they don't. Like they should have like panels and stuff after the show, so people can kind of get the real. Like a lot of people, like a lot of what a lot of reality shows are doing now is that they're having like they're having a conversation after, which also keeps the fans engaged because they're kind of wondering like, okay, so what happened here? You can actually get your questions answered after the show. Yeah. Oh, like I keep forgetting Tammy was in the real world. The real world, the very first real world was like the first real reality show. Because with that, the new ones, I haven't even watched any of the new ones because it's not real anymore. So the real world originally, for those who don't know, was they put seven people in the house, seven strangers. They were the most diverse. It was they made sure to have one African American person, um, one person that was from the Rainbow community, one Mormon girl who didn't know anything or whatever. Like that was that like that was I mean that but that's now the formula, but like that was just how it was. Like what the hell is it? Puck and all those crazy people, like they were in, just regular gear. There was no branding, nothing like that back then. Let's see, it's in the first one. Oh, the season coming back, yeah, like a whole 7 months. It was authentic beef, right? Now all the beefs are manufactured. Now you always have to have some. Now the formula is to have a Mormon chick that's fucking clueless and never seen black folks before. She's saying all this dumbass shit, and you're just like really you side eye her because you know that at some point and now you're questioning is she really Mormon? Is she just stupid? Like, because she doesn't say something like the N word, but she just says like just really ignorant shit, and you're just like, girl, have you not read a book? Like, I'm confused by the situation. Do the Mormons not teach you how to read at all? Like, are you just watching BET? Like, what is your misconception about African American community is just boggling me right now. I'm baffled. Heather B. Oh what? Oh wow. Oh my god. So Heather B. Remember was the first guest on there, and that's why Obey Black people start watching. Heather B. Yes, I remember. Yes, Heather B. was. Oh my, she go old school. Yeah, Road Rules too was another one back in the day. It did that kind of same concept, but like I said, like back then it was like it was real beef because there was real situations that was going on. I remember. Oh my god, was it Hector? I think it was Hector, the guy that he first came out and talked about the fact that he was HIV positive, right? Like there was all of this. These were things that were never happening on television before. So these were real reactions. Nobody was doing it for the click and the view. They were doing it and they were scared and they were authentic and they were trying to get through things. Puck was nasty as hell. Oh my god. Ugh. No, why? Like it was like, dude, ew, what is wrong? Why are you on television? Who did this? Like I swear. The real world was that was everybody's age because it was just like, oh my goodness. That was the second season. Okay, Tammy was the second season. Thank you. 'Cause I couldn't remember. I haven't seen it in so long, but I forgot she was in the other daggone show. Like I said, but back then that's when they were doing it. Oh, I know you're talking about. Oh, I can't remember his name. I know you're talking about because he did so much stuff on MTV, and I can't remember his name right now. Oh my lord. Hopefully, Rocco can remember. Like, I know exactly who you're talking about. He was amazing. He was so good because he had the blonde spiky hair. Yeah, he was dope. He was dope. He was really really dope. Like I said, you can see a lot of these newer reality stars. They don't know what the hell they're doing. And there was actually like a small mini documentary that was talking about the reality show and what happens afterwards and how hard it is for the people that are on that show. Pedro was infected. I think it was Pedro. Thank you. Pedro was the one that was infected with HIV. My mistake for the name. Oh, that moment, Pedro passed away. Yes, Pedro was. Yeah, Pedro. It was a couple of real world people are journalists. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, he was the one that was infected with HIV. Like, because there were so many real moments, like uh on a lot of these different TV shows that people don't realize before they came. Pedro's no more. Yeah, it's so sad because it's like these are people that you don't know, but you do know because you see them. The current reality shows are messed up because they're thinking of being a reality TV is their come up. Boom. Because the previous reality stars used to build their careers. But here's the funny part. So like a lot of the reality shows, the reality stars, quote unquote, people that are on reality TV now are trying to use it as their common business. Working for some people, not for many, right? So like when it comes to the reality shows, even though there's the phoniness of them and all of that, what's interesting is the after, right? So like the way that people are viewed after the fact that like you're no longer that hot commodity after you're going back to your regular life after for the most part. There are a couple people that have careers like Tiffany from Flavor of Love. She's she's got she's gotten a career off of her, but she had to kind of tone it down too because her ignorant ass had to she had to get it together, right? New York had to kind of get it together, and she's gotten a lot more toned. Kevin Powell, yep, absolutely. Um, delicious because like we used to apparently like before I got on back in the day, our old station used to like interview all of them all the time. And but then once I got on, we started doing like the legends and all that. Current reality stars are messed up because yeah, oh, I saw that one. Yeah, but Kevin Powell, yep, a lot of the new reality stars don't realize the work that it took for people to get to that part at all. Like they have no clue the work that it took. I mean, look at perfect example is Love and Hip Hop. The only one that actually had a career off of that shit for real, outside of the ones that were already popping, like that had careers back in the day, is Cardi. Everybody else, like that's why Jocelyn so mad because she thought she was gonna be that one and she was not. I know she livid right now because she thought she was gonna be that Puerto Rican princess and that did not happen. It did not. She did not have her career pop like that at all. Cardi's ignorant as she is. She came in and she took up. I mean, like, and it's sad because it's like I've seen moments where she has, where she's just real and kind of chilled out and not acting all crazy, and I'm like, oh, she's not that bad. but she has so much stupid shit. It's like, girl, chill out. Cardi is smart. She always said she was, yep, she's only doing 2 seasons. She's People can talk about her all they want to, but she got not only did she get that bag, she has collabs people have dreamed of. She like the fact that she worked with Bruno Mars, like she worked with Maroon 5, like she did collaborations most people wasn't doing. And she got the respect of people outside of just the African American community off of just being herself. Like I said, she do need to kind of chill on some stuff, but she made some smart moves. She made some very very smart moves. Mama D, Mama D is a mess. My goodness, Mama D is a mess, child. Mama D is a mess. Yeah, a lot of these people. Oh, she called. She has a show on called Breakfast with Tiffany. Oh, really? Oh, fun. Mama D got issues. Something wrong with her. Something is wrong with her, Lord. But Tiffany Pollard actually isn't that bad when she's sober. When she's drunk, it's like, well, that's over. But when she's sober, I've seen some interviews. I'm like, oh, okay, she's not that crazy. She's doing it for the camera. Yay. She's not that insane in real life. Oh, okay. Yeah, she's not that insane in real life. She's a phenomenal interviewer. I think it's the second season. Oh, okay. Her first guest since in time. Oh, really? Okay. She did a good job on the interview, and the videos are short, 3 to 4 minutes, but they do a good job. And that's what a lot of people don't realize too. Is like when it comes to like interviews, when you're doing celebrity interviews, you usually have about 15 minutes or so. I gotta post my Kelly Price interview on here. I'll do that soon, so you guys can see that. That was like the first main one that I booked, but that was really good. The Vo Bozeman interview we did was really good. In case y'all who don't know V Bozeman, sorry, V Bozeman. If you guys have ever watched Empire, and I do mean the very first person that you see that, in my opinion, set the tone for the entire show is V Bozeman, because her vocals blew me away, and I was like, if this is what we're starting with, this show is gonna be amazing. And I think it's in season 6 now. Child, they gave her all her back because her voice is what made people watch that show. It took Tiffany 10 plus. It did. It took Tiffany 10 years. It took New York 10 years to figure that shit out. Yes, Cardi isn't ignorant. She's from the hood, from the back. Also, she will learn. Yes, 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 yes. Cardi played crazy, but she no she's very smart because you can tell. Like I said, she took her. She is the epitome of what in terms of branding, in terms of like turning your social media into your bag like that. That's the stuff. She took her Instagram, so Love and Hip Hop knew what she was going to do with that, and now took that to her music career, which is getting her booked around the world. Can't be mad about that. We popping. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, y'all definitely New York. But here's the thing about New York: y'all get more credit than Chicago does. Though we have people that will claim they're from New York that are from here. I'm just like, see, but then they come back to Chicago when it's convenient. It's hilarious. I'm like, really? Okay. It's hilarious. Yes. Yes. V Bozeman is the one that did What is Love. And I told her on air, I was like, you set the tone for that show. You are the reason that I watched that show because, like I said, she opened it, I was like, this is what we're doing? Oh, this is going to be insane. And no disappointment at all. She's still killing to this day. Vocals are impeccable. Now, what they're doing now is kind of crazy. That's why I haven't watched as much because the direction they don't win. I'm like, really? But I still support it because I got friends that work on the show and all of that. So I still love them. But damn, I'm just saying. I think, and what's so crazy too about the whole situation is that even with Empire, what was sad was that what pissed me off was what they did when it came to the rainbow community and how they really turned Justice Smollett's character into such a negative when that could have been such a powerful character because of what it was going through in terms of the African American community and the rainbow community and what kids growing up with that are in the rainbow community go through from the African American from their parents. Like that could have been such an amazing message, but they screwed that up by making him a hoe. I was so upset. And I was like, see, I'm done for a minute. Her voice oh my God, yes, her voice gave me chills, girl. I was on the phone with her like, girl, oh my goodness. I was like, your vocals, like the show is successful because of you directly. I don't know if they understand that yet, but it's you that made this whole fucking show. She should have gotten way more camera time, but that's a whole nother conversation. New Yorkers always adapt to the surrounding and it takes them and they adapt to yep, adapt to things just like on YouTube, absolutely. Hmm. Right, yeah. Because Dree's show did go down in Texas, sat there and took over, baby. Sat there, came from New York, took over. So you can't pull the wool over her eyes. People mad. And now she got that young degree to do makeup and be an esthetician. Y'all, they're going to be really mad now. Because she is about to slay the world. Yes, she about to slay the world. Go makeup for celebrities. Yes, all over the country. Watch that song, baby. That song, yes. And actually, I'm gonna start getting another follow up interview because yeah, and she is such a beautiful spirit too. Like, she's a really fun interview. Yeah, I'm gonna post it on here soon. I gotta go. I gotta go through and edit a whole bunch of my old interviews and like pull them up so you can just hear the interviews and not all of our crazy stuff in the background. Cause child, I was arguing with them little boys because they had issues with the fact that I came in and like when it comes to like promotion, I'm a beast, and they were sitting on the sidelines and our numbers were jumping because I was there and I can say this because 5 years beforehand y'all wasn't doing these numbers, but y'all sitting here going viral because of what I'm doing. Whatever. They got mad. It's okay though. But yes, that song. And another group from Chicago called Brookwell at the time. They did oh my God, they did a cover of the song and their vocals were insane as well. Like don't let this there's a misconception that, oh, Chicago's crazy and all we do is kill, kill, kill. The talent that we have coming out this city that people don't know about, top notch. Top notch. Perfect example is Sandy Red. I met Sandy Red. Oh God, was it 5 years ago? I gotta check and see. But I met Sandy Red when we were doing they were doing open mics at the Vic Hotel, and she was one of the main people that was there every week or whatever. And she was just like a really beautiful spirit. She's done a couple open mics and different shows, local shows around the country. So when and then I talked to her manager beforehand, and she was like, "Oh yeah, she's going on The Voice." Blah blah. I was like, "Okay, that's dope. I can't wait till it comes out." When I tell you, and anyone who has seen this performance, when she came out, when I say, not only did she turn everybody's chair, but they was throwing stuff on stage for her. It was the beautiful, like it was the most amazing thing in the world because I can say that I know her. I've to her before, and she just has the most amazing spirit, and I know how hard she worked for that moment. She said, "Don't avoid New Yorkers. Say New Yorkers, New Yorkers from Brooklyn, Manhattan, Queens. Queens hate the Bronx because everything began in the Bronx. So we have our own New York trials and tribulations." Yes, yes, but that's the one thing that I will say is that people rallied around her when she was on The Voice. We were livid when she didn't win because she should have. Because yes, there were some amazing artists. There were some amazing vocalists. I will give them that. But when it comes to Melinda and that performance, you have never seen those kind of numbers. And The Voice was contested that too. They ain't never seen numbers like that. But it's because of the fact that there was a narrative that they wanted or whatever. Do it do they have The Voice, in my opinion, The Voice has a narrative that they're trying to fit. I actually like the underdogs. I started listening to J. Cole in 2010. Oh, cool. He's down. Yep. I've heard about I heard about J. Cole beforehand, before he started getting main school recognition, but we already know about that. Music industry is a totally different topic. Because I want to keep this live up, I'm gonna leave that for another time. Because YouTube is kind of tricky when you get into those things, apparently. And then this is Smollett thing turned me completely off. Yeah. Yes, they have a teaching moment. They dropped the ball. Empire completely dropped the ball. That was a teaching moment. They could have done something so powerful, and they dropped the ball. That's why I stopped watching. Because I was like, really, this is what we did? You thought that was okay? We're gonna turn the one character that could have been like that message. That could have been that could have been that person. He could have been the one to show these parents, how do you treat your children that are part of the rainbow community, and you see it, how you just treat them like regular people. Like, there could have been so many things they could have done with that and missed the mark completely. Just completely missed the mark. I don't know. It's so tricky because I hear multiple different things about the situation. I hear that, like, from what I hear from people that know him directly, um, was that the whole thing was he was set up. This is what does not get out. He was set up. He actually did trust them. They set him up, and it was that. That's why he goes so hard, because that he was set up by the group, because the two guys that did it are homophobic, and people that were like in the cast were telling him this, but he didn't want to believe it. That's what I've heard from people that are actually close to the situation. So it's really tricky because um, you were saying that he set himself up, but that's what I heard, that he got set up by homophobic people, and that's true, and that could be very true because because in that country there are a lot of places in Africa that are so incredibly homophobic that actually will kill you if you're gay. So, like I said, I feel proud because I knew all the songs and the words of the songs when they was playing them. Other people just came out today. Yep, yes. I said I've been hearing this from space. Yes, awesome. Yes, absolutely. You never know what people are going through. Yes, and you never know how much support you give them. That's why you support people you really feeling. And that's what I do, support people to help them grow. Absolutely. I think it was a setup too. I really think it was a setup too, because like I gotta I need to re-interview Sherry Johnson because I kind of want to, but I'm gonna talk to her offline and see if she wants to kind of touch on it, because like it was just it was the motive was just sounded stupid, and like I said, from what I heard, because I think what happened was there might have been one story about what actually happened when it came to the fact of him being set up, and but everyone else, but it was drowned out by all the other bullshit. So it was just really tricky because like people don't, because the whole thing is there's the whole narrative is that they're saying, oh, he did it to get a bigger check, but that just doesn't make sense at all. Like that just doesn't make sense at all. Because he was getting a decent check. That doesn't make that just doesn't make sense to me. I think that's a lie. But like I said, but I'm more attached to believe because I've seen there are a lot of African countries that are really homophobic, and I've seen people that have had to run away from those countries in order to get asylum here because of that. So I'm more apt to believe that as opposed to that bullshit. But it's crazy, you know. But like I said, but Empire definitely dropped the ball when it came to his character, and I was very, very upset with the way they did that because I'm just like, you could have changed the narrative. You could have changed the game when it comes to the way these kids that are like stressed the hell out because their families don't accept. Like you could have like that could have been such a teaching moment because like I have a lot of family and friends in the rainbow community. That's why people are like, why are you go so hard for that? I'm like, because I have family directly affected by this shit. I have a cousin right now who we have to have a conversation with in a couple of years. Because at the top of getting his mom to stop telling him to quote unquote be a man, we're like, dude, he picked up the freaking Pink Castle 3 times when he was 2, 3 times in a row. Can we stop? We already know there's something there. Okay, like stop pushing him to quote unquote be a man. He's 6. My God, like yeah, people with Amazing Websites that heard don't get a record deal and don't even hear them ball the tickets on their tour. But people like the Catch Me. Oh, that Catch Me Outside, bitch. Lord have mercy. Again, whole nother vibe. Whole nother life because I have so much to say about that kind of mess. What's so frustrating about people like that chick with no freaking talent and her black scent and oh Lord. And the music industry in general and the way that our music has been stolen. Hold it alive. Hold it alive. Hold it alive. We'll definitely have to get into that because it's sad. Because it's sad because like, but the perfect example of the perfect example of what's going on is Dreamgirls. That's the perfect example of what's going on right now. The way the way they took that joint one night only, that white group took it and just kind of was just like, you know, we're gonna make it proper and we're gonna make it really chill and blah blah blah. No, I'm sorry, I didn't phrase that. That wasn't one night only. But I forgot which song it was. It was one of them damn songs that they took, and it was just sad. It was just sad. Just It was but that's what happens all the time. Don't She don't want to be called no. Hell no. Baby, she ain't gonna do nothing. But same thing with that oh Lord, what the hell was that child's name? Little Tay Tay. That little nightmare. And can we just like say every single rapper that co-sign that mess needed to lose their damn career? Because why would you co-sign this ratchet ass child? That girl was like 9 or something, right? The little Asian chick. And people were like, well, why did her dad take her away? Because her dad saw her freaking character being defamed online. Because his greedy ass ex-wife and bratty ass son want to sit up there and just demonize and like and make this child be their little cash cow for faking it. But let's start there. You sit up there talking about some I got the bag and this and that and the third and it's my car, that's my house, it's my money. It's not even your house or your money. It's partially her money now because you got YouTube checks. But back then it wasn't. Are you kidding me? Child. Catch me outside. Bitch, bye. She ain't doing no Chicago tour. I will tell you that much. I bet you that. And like, okay, so what's funny is that, like, when it comes to when people try to pull the I'm from Chicago, it's it's funny because, like, in some retrospects, like, when it comes to the president or the dude that stays in the White House, he can't come here. And it's not about, like, oh, Chicago's about, it's we pushed against that. So, like, when he was trying to come here to talk when he was on the campaign trail, we said no. Like, he was booked to speak at UIC, right? He booked to speak at UIC. He was booked to do a campaign rally or whatever. Now, mind you, UIC has one of the most diverse campuses in the country. And he want to come here and talk about some immigrants, yada, yada, yada. UIC, all the kids on the campus said no. They tried to tell the school not to do it, right? And so what happened was, what wasn't seen on camera was the fact that there were all these kids that go to that school that acted as if they supported that fool. And when the fools came in, his old crew came in, they was talking about, so now we don't want this fool here, this, that, and the third, and they got mad. I have friends that were actually at that event, and the way that they were disrespected, the fact that these Trump supporters were sitting up there and were pushing people that are of age and harming them to prove their motherfucking point, is the reason we don't want him here. Is the reason we say, nah, he can't come back. He can't come here. If he's here, it's because we don't know he's here. Because when we know he's here, we storm every single place that he goes to, because we don't want him in this city. Because we have enough damn problems here. We don't need that fool here too. And I said before he got in office, I said, yeah, I don't give a damn about him. It's his supporters that I have issues with. And look how many shootings we've had since that fool been in office. How many that support him and will proudly claim that they support that fool. Did we have issues with when Barack Obama was in office? Absolutely. But it wasn't this damn crazy. People have been emboldened to be disrespectful now. They ain't got no qualms about it now. At least they used to hide it back then. They have no qualms about it and saying specifically why that they're disrespectful. They have no problems being racist out in public and getting popped in the mouth when they do it. That's what people don't realize. We are not our grandparents. You will get popped in the mouth if you sit there and you say the N-word in the wrong place. I've seen that on camera. Some dude tried to pull that mess on the blue line. I've seen the video. Got laid straight on out on the platform. Straight out. Because what happens is that they're so comfortable doing it, outside of when they're in the literally white areas. They come to the city and do that, and then they find out that was not the best idea. And that's it. It's not about, oh my God, Chicago's so hard. No, it's just the fact that we come together when some mess happens like that and be like, nah, geez, that we're not going. Not by any means. So, but I had to get on out of training to get ready for this baby shower. So I appreciate everyone for coming through. If you have not already done so, please hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you like, comment, and share this video when you get a chance. Make sure that you follow me on all social media. Every single link is below. You can follow me on all social media at Denia Azure. That's the best way to do it. And then also the link for HFL Magazine is in the description as well. Yes. And make sure you guys follow everybody that was in this broadcast, because they're all awesome. Like, my chat is amazing. I love y'all. You guys have such beautiful spirits. This has been such a phenomenal conversation. I'll be going live more often. Like I said, I want my community board. And I also want to make sure that I give you guys your giveaways and stuff. So once I hit 500, my person who is my 500 subscriber will be getting some fabulous jewelry. So I am excited on that one. I think for whenever I get to 1,000, I might even give a week away of social media promo. Lord, we'll see. We'll see. And some Joey. We'll see. We will see. We will see. We're definitely gonna do the Joey at the 500th person. I'm at 420. Hold on. Wait, what am I at now? I didn't even check, child. Let me look. I think I'm at 4. So yeah, I'm at 423 now. So yep, I'm 423 now. So who knows? It might be able to get that 500 before my birthday. That'd be awesome. Super cool. They're trying to get these watch hours in, child, because they want 4,000 watch hours. I think I'm like 1,000 something now. So we're going live more often to get the little watch hours and all that fun stuff. So yes, I appreciate every single one that's been in here. So Rocco said one of my brothers are in the States right now. I guess some kind of case is still going on against them. Oh wow, that's crazy. See, immigration is a whole nother topic because the way they're doing it is all wrong. The way my big, I'll say this real quick. When it comes to immigration, my thing is there needs to be a path to citizenship that is not equal $5,000. That you can't you you make it impossible for people to flee and actually be able to help themselves when you're asking them for $5,000 to be a citizen. Like that it used to be 500. It's just insane the way they do it now. I hope they can figure it out so that there can be a legal path so that people that want to come here and want to contribute and want to do dope stuff can do so, but it doesn't take away from the people that are here and they pay them properly. So that's my hope. However, these people are greedy, so we don't know what's going to happen. But what I will say is the best way to combat all of this is to support your independent business owners that have stuff that's made in America. Support your Black content creators. Support your Black businesses if they're doing dope stuff. Buy their stuff. Don't ask for no damn discount, but because that's where the problems come in. You can't make money when you're constantly having to discount every single thing. So it's all about building that relationship, building that support. That's how you combat all of this, right? So yes, baby. So thank you so much for everyone that came in the broadcast. Hope every single one of you have a blessed day. Have fun. Enjoy. Enjoy the weather. Enjoy time with family. Give people the roses while they are still here. Tomorrow is not promised. Love y'all. Peace and blessings. Bye.